What's up? What's up?
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Oh, welcome everybody. Let's get started. Let's play this. Let's play the intro. You want to? What's up, Bull?
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is
What?
Big Daddy's
Oh, no,
meat
Rochelle.
stick. I
That's
heard
it.
that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. That was Linda Binda. You can see my head erupting from a butthole there, but that was Linda Binda. She's on Cameo if you want a Cameo video like that. She's also on YouTube and TikTok. She had a recent update. Actually, let's go check that out. She had a recent update where she was talking about, hey, what's going on with Jupiter? Everybody's been talking about Jupiter, and a lot of stuff has been going on. So I don't know if it's on here or if it's just on her TikTok, but we'll check it out. She did an update. Yeah, it's not, it doesn't look like it's on here. Oh no, here it is. She does a small update. Before we get started, you guys know how to contribute to the show. I'm going to mention it again because we're kind of rushing into this video, but I'll mention it again in a minute. Coldbeer.fund. If I don't say it, people don't donate. I'm sure people are tired of hearing me drop it. Yeah, if I don't say it, people won't donate. So there you go. Here's the update on Jupiter.
I wanted to make this video to let you all know how I feel about Jupiter now, and to inform you all that I'll be making a documentary providing evidence for all of the ridiculous, illegal things he has said and done to minors in various Discord groups. And right now I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of what to expect for the documentary. Be prepared.
Jupiter, can I still send you pictures of myself even if I'm underage? Because I'm only 13.
It's up to you, sweetie, if you want to, because I don't mind. If you do, I don't mind. Do you plan on turning me in if I say yes?
No, I would never.
I'd lower the age of consent all the way to 16 if you guys wanted me to. Or I'd even change it to 15 if you guys wanted me to.
And by the forking way, keep in mind that this man is literally 25 years old. And if you thought that was bad, just wait until I show you everything that he has said and done behind the scenes. I wanted to make this video to let you all know how I feel about Jupiter now, and to inform you all that I'll be making a documentary providing evidence for all of the ridiculous, illegal things he has said and done to minors in various Discord groups. And right now I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of what to expect for the documentary.
It doesn't look good for
Be prepared.
Jupiter.
Jupiter, can I still send you pictures of myself even if I'm underage? Because I'm only 13.
It's up to you, sweetie, if you want to, because I don't mind. If you do, I don't mind. Do you plan on turning me in if I say yes?
No, I would never.
I'd lower the age of consent all the way to 16 if you guys wanted me to. Or I'd even change it to 15 if you guys wanted me to.
And by the forking way, keep in mind that this man is literally 25
I know
years
we
old.
watched it twice, but
And if you thought that
I think
was
she does
bad,
a more
just wait
in-depth
until I
one in
show
just
you
a second. Let me
everything
see
that
if I
he
can
has
find
said
her
and
TikTok. She does a more in-depth one. That wasn't the one I was looking for. I know we watched it twice, but man, can you believe he's talking about lowering the A? All that stuff. There's something wrong with him. There's definitely. I don't even know why. That goes without saying. There's something wrong with him. There's more than something wrong with him. He is something special. I forgot to share it on my personal page. Give me just a second. Share now. Share to your story. Share now. Okay, now we're good. All right, let me go to Linda Bedenda. Linda Benda. She did another update. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple, part 1 and part 2. Is that the one? Yeah, okay, so she actually does more on TikTok. So here we go.
Many of you have asked for a recap of what happened with me and Jupiter. And I'm going to try to break it down in the most simple way I can. So one random night I was live and I got a request to go live with this random person. And it turned out to be this guy named Jupiter who was convinced that
That's what we're covering, Mike. There's a guy that's trying to pick up little kids. He's being busted. He's been reported to the police. There's an investigation open. There's a lot of things going on.
he was a vampire werewolf hybrid. You know, there was a lot of mutual flirtation and a lot of mental heavy petting going on when we were live together. And I just decided to post a recording of what happened on that live stream to my TikTok page. And it went viral with like 9 million views. Blah, blah, blah. Weeks go by. I make more videos with Jupiter. And then he proposes to me and asks me to be his queen. And I obviously accept because I'm not one to turn down an engagement, especially if it comes with a ring, even if said ring might even be a ring pop. However, things took a serious turn when I found out he was already engaged to another werewolf vampire hybrid.
What? Another werewolf vampire hybrid?
Named Abby. And then I confronted him about it, and I tried to be as nice and respectful as I could, like my therapist Forkin told me to. But later I found out that some nefarious things were happening behind the scenes. On apps like Discord and Snapchat, some concerning things were taking place involving people treating him like their own personal circus monkey. One example is when the members of his Discord server convinced him to...
Now, when I first heard her say that, I thought, please tell me she's not going to take up for this guy. Because she said treating him like their own personal circus monkey. I thought she was going to be like, oh, they went out here, they baited him, blah, blah, blah. She's not. Okay, she did say that. And there were a lot of people, like basically everybody was trying to get content with Jupiter. I know my camera went down. I'm refreshing something, but I'll bring it right back. But Everybody was trying to get content with Jupiter at the time.
Him to walk to his local Golden Corral with a BB gun and try to start a fight with one of the employees there.
You heard that. They convinced him to walk to his local Golden Corral with a BB gun and start a fight with one of the employees at Golden Corral.
To walk to his local Golden Circus monkey. One example is when the members of his Discord server convinced him to...
Now, people probably shouldn't have done that, especially if they talked him into it. Why? It's kind of funny, right? It's funny to laugh at right now. I personally wouldn't do it because if members of his Discord group were able to talk him into doing something like that, that bodes well to him being like, oh, I've got, I'm a 12-year-old in my brain. And because people talked him into that, I guarantee you if he gets a lawyer where the fuck, he's going to say, look, people on the internet talked him into this. You don't think people on the internet talked him into these other things that he probably wasn't talked into, the horrible things he did? Of course they will.
Walk to his local Golden Corral with a BB gun and try to start a fight with one of the employees there whilst being cheered on by the members of his Discord. These types of situations that were happening really worried me. I didn't want Jupiter to get hurt, and I didn't want others around him to get hurt. Now knowing that people can convince him to do anything and people on TikTok loved him, people will become adamant on having their own little viral Jupiter moment on TikTok.
So before people found out what he was doing with children, people did love him. Everybody wanted to talk to him. Everybody wanted to have their 5 minutes of fame with him. Everybody wanted to interview him. Everybody wanted to talk to him, right? Holy shit. It's not Linda Benda we've covered 1,000 times. It's not about her, but you can't put shit like that in my chat.
I realized the gravity of the situation when I found out that Jupiter was engaging in conversations with people who he believed were minors.
It's not about Linda Benda. It's about Jupiter.
And these weren't like your normal conversations on like how to turn a stuffed animal into real life. These were like really inappropriate conversations with videos and images. Without hesitation, I immediately wrote an email to the Nampa Police Department, and to this day have not received a reply. After waiting around.
So when she found out about the kid stuff, about the minor stuff, about the Discord stuff, she wrote an email and contacted his local sheriff's department, and she put evidence in the email, basically.
For a response, thinking that I would be like helpful to the investigation if there was any. I ultimately decided that I was responsible for plastering this man all over everyone's For You page on TikTok.
So she felt kind of bad. She felt kind of bad for, like, she's the one who found him and gave him the first 15 minutes of fame. Then he was on everybody's For You page for a long time. Basically, we went back and forth a few times. He started popping up everybody. Everybody was interviewing him and doing shows on him and doing exposed videos on. Everybody was talking about him. She's kind of the one who put him there.
Page on TikTok. And then I realized that I was the only person that could take him out if the police weren't going to do it. And then I just made a video exposing some of the things that Jupiter has been doing behind the scenes. Okay, that was a very fast summary of just a little bit of what's happened. In the next video, I'll let you all know what's happening now.
So she did an exposed video on him, right, behind the scenes, and said he's been talking to minors. He said some of these very weird things. Jupiter is not in a great situation. Like, he seems to be a Play-Doh guy. His brother seems to be a Play-Doh guy. His dad seems to be a Play-Doh guy. Like, it doesn't seem very good. His whole family is pretty bad off.
Here's an update about the whole Jupiter situation. And no, I'm so sorry, this is not about astrology. Earlier this month, on July 7th, Nampa Police Department conducted a search warrant at Jupiter's residency.
So they raided his house. Hopped in, raided his house, and seized his electronic devices, which is what should be done, okay?
Under the suspicion of internet crimes against children. Jupiter's communication devices were seized and searched, as well as his social media accounts. He was then evicted from his residence by...
Even if he was able to pull off, like, hey, I'm mentally handicapped, hey, I don't know right from wrong, I don't know, he should be supervised, he shouldn't be on the internet. You still can't allow people to do this. Like, just because someone is mentally handicapped and has the, the brain of like a 9-year-old, we still wouldn't let them go wild and be talking about, making, having sex with fucking 15-year-olds or hooking up or making babies or whatever the fuck he's been talking about.
By the landlords and forced to live with his father.
So he was kicked out because the cops come there and conducted a raid and seized all this. His landlord kicked him out, and now he's living with his dad.
Knowing that his family has a history of pedophilia and a known don't ask, don't tell rule, I don't know if he's in good hands. I sincerely hope that his local police department is taking this as seriously as they can and not sweeping this under the rug. Jupiter knows what he did was wrong and frankly will probably admit to it. He needs all the help that he can get, and I will not rest until I know for certain that he gets what's coming for him. In the meantime,
he needs all the help he can get. I think she's still trying to play as if he might come back to her because she has been doing really good at cataloging the evidence. So when she says he needs all the help he can get and gets exactly what is coming to him, that's kind of a backstabbing compliment. You know what I mean? Like, he needs help, but he's going to get everything that's coming to him. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm still working on a documentary about this whole situation with Jupiter from the beginning all the way to the end. There's so much I want to share with you guys, so much that I haven't even shared privately. There's just so much. The documentary will probably be just a one-woman show. I'm literally editing it, directing it, writing it, producing it, and planning every single thing that's going into it. But if any of you guys...
So she's doing a full documentary on the whole situation, how it started, how they met, how they got together, how they ran into each other, how this, how everything has changed, how this was introduced, how they caught him with, messaging underage girls and getting involved with that. Like, the dude is not a good guy, and she's doing a full fucking documentary on him.
You guys know any producers for streaming services that can help me really get this professionally done and put on an accessible streaming service? Just let me know. I'm open to a lot of things. My DMs are always open. And if any of you have any comments or questions, just put them in the comment section and I'll try to respond to them. Thanks for watching. Here's an update about the whole...
So the cops are working on it and she's working on a documentary. But the reason he hasn't been around is he's probably too scared to come back on the internet. And that would be because his devices, everything's been seized from him. Everything's been seized from him. So that was the Linda Benda update. It just reminded me of when I was thinking about it. It just reminded me of it when she popped up on my intro thing. All right, so if you want to support the stream, go to coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund, where you see my head erupting from a nice Asian man's butthole. There you can find all my links: Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Discord, Bovada. There's also the links for Buy Me a Coffee, join our Patreon, Gun and Bomber. Dono Clip has been a big one lately. And then there's also this little yellow button, which is you can donate without leaving an alert. We greatly appreciate the donations and the support. The show basically runs off that, right? You guys keep the show going. It's got expenses, the office, the, computer, maintenance, repair, electricity, internet, and you guys keep that going, and I'll be eternally grateful for you all doing that. I greatly appreciate it. Let me play this. Oh, I know what this Dono clip is. I told her she didn't have to play it, but yeah, I can play it. I told her she didn't have to pay to donate it, but yeah, I can play it. Hold on just a second. And this is actually the audio version, but I got a video version as well. So here is a Dono clip that just came in. I'll switch to a different background. There you go.
Oh no, Phil.
That was from Oh No, Phil. This is the same person that did this one, kind of mimicking me. They did this one. I guess that's their favorite saying from the show. Here we go. Here's the one they did.
Oh, Phil.
They love that line. They love that line. And they actually sent me the video for it. You guys want to see the video? They sent me this video right here, I believe. where they made us a little clip. Oh no, Phil! Phil, what happened, bro? What happened? Where are we? What happened? So they made a little clip. I like it. I don't like hearing myself, but I like the clip. I don't even watch my own videos. Phil! Like if I have to look for something in one of my videos, I can't even stand to watch my own video. Like I have to skip around. I can't listen to myself. But the clip's pretty good. Oh no, Phil! Phil, what happened, bro? What happened? Where are we? What happened? Very good, very good. Dono clip. We got some stuff to go over that does involve Phil.
Carolina.
Here in a little bit. We're almost in this weird parasocial relationship with Phil. Like he keeps fucking up and it keeps giving me content, which is always fun. So we'll see how that works out. We'll also see. Let's see here. I've got some. Before we get started with that, I do have some TikTok clips that I was able to send to myself that I think are very interesting. This first one I'm going to play is nothing special, but it reminds me, it 100% reminds me of people that probably live near me. I'm not sure whether this is videotaped, but I can almost guarantee it's within a 50-mile radius of my house. These motherfuckers, it reminds me of every person every backwoods fucking country redneck fucking family I've ever met in my life. Bullshiffer and Suko can tell you about what they saw at the gas stations and at Walmart. Here you go. I guarantee you this is filmed near me.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Cause these are my people. And this is my land.
Look at this family. Look at this family coming out. Look at this family coming out. Wait a second. Wait a second.
I'm glad you brought your friend.
Now let's kill the music and let's just look. This is basically what you'd see at my Walmart at any point in time if you went there. I think I know him. I wouldn't doubt it. If you went to the Walmart at any time during the day, they're not open 24 hours. This used to be the people that I would see when I was shopping at like 3 a.m. But at any time, at any point in the day, you're liable to see any of these people with or without clothing coming right through the Walmart door. Some of them might be, this one motherfucker might be the greeter there. And at least 2 of them got a cashier job there. But they work on opposite days because they share the same car and babysit each other's cousin babies. Here we go. When I getting a caramel macchiato, for sure. Here we go. Okay, yeah. And for some reason, we're also showing someone's on voice chat. Oh, Meemaw couldn't be here. I hope you I hope you guys can see her on the video. The vidya. You know what I realized today? I guess you know what I realized today? And it kind of bothered me. So I actually work on my language and speech, and I know I still have a heavy accent. I know there's still stuff that I say weird. I know it's not perfect, but I don't want to sound dumb, okay? I know it bodes well. Well, let's watch this content first, then we'll talk about it. Anyways, Meemaw and her grandnephew, aunt, cousin. Okay. Then we got somebody's aunt. We got this guy just like, what we doing? We gonna do it? What we doing? Huh? We gonna go? In the blue muscle shirt. Just fucking killed it. That motherfucker got my tattoo. You son of a bitch. You son of a... Same arm, too. Then we got the cantaloupes. This woman actually works in a cantaloupe refinery. So she's smuggling some home. Then I don't know what happened. This has got to be that woman's daughter. That's genetic, right? That's them hand-me-downs, them swing low sweet chariots that's got to be genetic, right? That's got to fucking sugar babies dragging the ground there. Jesus Christ. Swing low sweet chariots. Look out. Anyways, then we get Great Aunt Sally in a tube top. They got to have that. Great Aunt Sally in a tube top. While Jesus is over here saying, "These is my people." Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, and then just a bunch of kids. I don't ever blame kids for their parents. They're growing up. They're growing up super, super redneck. Guaranteed. Fucking-teed. They are. Whew. Anyways, so I work really hard to not sound dumb. I kind of realized early on in life. I mean, I'm a smart guy, but I kind of realized early on in life that my accent makes me sound dumber than what I am. Like, generally, if someone just heard me talk, they even if I was saying something intelligent, I'm gonna get penalized. I'm gonna get penalized for my accent. And if me and someone else says the exact same thing and they don't have a Southern accent, let's say they have an English accent or not a very strong accent at all, they're going to be in your head automatically. They're going to be on a tier higher. That's just the way it is. Unless we're talking about like fucking farming or wrestling pigs or some shit. It just happens. It's natural. People think that a Southern accent inherently means not as smart. So I've worked on that. I try to work on pronouncing words the right way. I try to lose some of the stuff that I grew up with, some of the sayings. But I just realized today, for how old am I? 34 years of my life. 34 years of my life. I've been pronouncing the vegetable onions or onion with a G in it. And I just realized it today that I've been saying it my whole fucking life. It's ONIONS, onions, that I've been saying it with a G my whole life. And I got to fix that. I got to fix that. I know it's a hard habit to break. It's a hard habit to break, but I can't do it. It's a hard habit, but onions. That's onions, like youngins, but onions. I've been saying it with a G my entire life. I got to do something about it.
Trotherroast just resubscribed for 10 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. I'm not going to be able to continue through. I might just quit saying it altogether. I might just quit saying it altogether. Maybe I'll never bring it up again. If someone asks me if I want them on a sandwich, I'm gonna be like, nah. I just gonna make noises until they put them down. So that was my epiphany of the day. So we'll see how that works out for me. I'm guessing probably not very good. There is no G in onions or onion. Anyways, these people probably grew up near me, probably lived near me, are probably part of this. Let me see. I got another one. I can't remember what it was, but we're going to play it. Your dad says shitter like I do. What? They took it down? Now I really wish I could remember what the fuck it was. Hold on, let me go back to my watch history. Hold on just a second. What time did I send that to myself? Oh, I'm mad now. They took it down? Let me try again. Yeah, damn sure it's gone, huh? Sorry, give me just a second. English in different countries. She has an English accent. She says it makes it easier to get positions than other accents. She said Irish, Australian, Southerners can't get those positions. She does. It's a bias people have, and it's not the worst bias because back in the day, people from the South typically were uneducated and worked like a more like a blue collar lifestyle. We had a lot of farming. We had a lot of agriculture. We had a lot of actually the area I live in. The area that I live in is one of the most well-known areas for millwrights to come out of, which sounds really weird because a millwright's actually a really complicated blue-collar job. It involves a lot of mathematics. It involves a lot of like blueprint and drawing comprehension. It involves a lot of really precise measuring and measurements. And for some reason, there's a bunch of them that come out of this area. Let's see. I sent it to myself at 7:39. And it says the video is unavailable. So let me see if I can even see what it was about. Hold on just a second. Comment, watch history. Watch history. Also, there was a diesel truck show this weekend. And apparently someone got killed there. Somebody in a blue or black, a blue or black, like 5th gen Cummins, I think, or 6th gen Cummins. They apparently hit somebody at this truck show in, I think it was Iowa. And then they hurt like 3 people and ran off, and one of them got killed, maybe. I just saw that in my thing, but that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Let me see if I can find this. That guy's making gunpowder. That's not it. Where are we at here? This is screw. Sorry. I did find this crazy lady. Let me see if I can do this. I'll send that back. You have to give me just a second, though. Damn, I bet you that was a good video, too, and I probably fucked it. Probably fucked it all up. What's wrong with me? Ah, there it is. 329 views, but what the fuck was it? Oh, no, that's not it. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was now. Damn it, I wish I could find it. It's already been removed. Sometimes there'll be like a little preview there, and when you click on it, then it'll say it's removed. Would have been nice to see that. Anyways, let me send myself this one. This lady's kind of lost in the sauce. I told her that Tim Valley was a fucking scammer. And that it was stupid for her to make a donation, but that probably won't go very far. Here we go.
Moses had stage fright.
Oh, I guess we don't need the music. So she's making something with her leather. This is like a laser. These are lasers that etch and cut out laser. I would love to have like a, Glowforge is like the name brand one. But it's super expensive. There's some ones that are like knockoff brands. Man, I would love to have one. A laser engraver and cutter. Man, they're cool. So it says, God's children are not for sale, in case you're wondering what it says. It says, God's children are not for sale. Now, who the fuck is trying to do this? Who the fuck is trying to buy God's children? Again, they act like there's a child trafficker behind every bush, and there just isn't. But this is getting a lot of traction with the new film that came out. God's children are not for sale. She makes them up. They're keychains. She glues them together, puts a ring in them. Boom, good to go, right? Little keychain. God's children are not for sale. Purchase now in my TikTok shop. Now, I knew as soon as I saw this that I had to go to the comments. And one of them says, are any of the proceeds donated to Operation Underground Railroad? And that's what we were looking for right there. That's a ringer. Twitch, just stay on Twitch. Twitch is my primary platform. YouTube is not even up. Twitch. So that's a dead ringer that we need to investigate further as soon as I saw that. And she tries to, she addresses that comment. If you were on the phone, it would show that there was a reply to it, and it's a video reply. But on PC, it doesn't show it. So we'll go over here and find that video reply and see where we can grab it. Oh, don't do this to me. Just load. Am I blocked? Wait a second. Is this the video that I can't see? Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. So she does that, and someone says, are any of the proceeds going to Operation Underground Railroad? This might have been the video that I sent to myself. I have to see. But again, it says God's children are not for sale. Here's another one.
The United Nations is looking.
Nice, but can you do one without the American flag? Just God's children's aren't for sale? So the American flag was too racy for some of them. The American flag was too racy for some of them.
As we approach the end of the year, the United Nations is looking back on the number of missing persons around the world. The women.
Yeah, I always send my video to YouTube, but I don't publish it until the next day. It looks like it had the that didn't update right. That the yesterday's video was the was the title of yesterday's video wrong? Was it Vegemite Sandwich twice in a row? I thought I changed the titles. Maybe not.
Men, girls, and boys who were trafficked for exploitation.
I wonder if they know I'm missing.
Yeah, I did hear Phil Godlewski is a no-go at this station. So they wanted the American flag removed. Why not? Why not? Got to get rid of the American flag. That's too racy. We want God's children, but not the American flag. Of course, you idiots. Why? Why would we not want the American flag? Dummies. So she removes the American flag. I hate the music. So she removes the American flag for some people. This isn't the one we're really wanting to react to, even though they did. Yeah, they don't. So, like, here's something weird. If someone's passionate about a topic and they're not well versed in it, it's almost like they're blinded by it. I asked in a debate one time, I asked a person who was pro defunding the police, and they were a big BLM supporter. I'm not saying Black Lives don't matter. Of course they do, just like anybody else's. But the movement and the riots and the stuff, we know, obviously, even the left had to come out and deny most of that. But I asked a person or separate themselves from like the riots and the destruction and the killings. So I asked a person in a debate one time, I said, how many unarmed black men are killed every year by the police? And she said it has to be at least probably hundreds, maybe 1,000. I'm like, it's like 13 or 14. Like, what are you talking about? Same thing with these people that all they focus on is save the kids. When you ask them how many kids go miss, millions. Maybe more. Because they're too close to the topic for some reason. And they can't, they're not well versed in it. They're just too close to it. So she does, here's the next one. So this is a comment we just saw. It says, are any of the proceeds donated to Operation Underground Railroad? And here is her response.
I just wanted to take a few moments to come on here and tell everybody thank you so much if you have purchased one of these keychains. I have gotten several questions like the one that is posted in this video, and initially I reached out to Angel Studios to try and donate to their company.
Delete my comment.
However, I finally received an email back basically stating that they have been super overwhelmed with a bunch of emails and they completely cleared their inbox. And then they sent some FAQs for if I still had questions.
So she reached out to the Angel Studios that produced it and sent an email. And they said, hey, we got too many emails. We deleted them all, but here's our frequently asked questions.
And they did not pertain to what I was needing. So then a few of you, thankfully, have mentioned Operation Underground Railroad. And when I went to look that up, it was very simple to go to their website, click the donate button, and make my donation. So to answer all the questions, yes, I will be donating 10% of each keychain to Operation Underground Railroad. Again, thank you all so much for helping spread awareness for this terrible situation. There are 2 versions of this keychain now available in my TikTok shop. Thank y'all. I just wanted to take a few moments to come on here and tell everybody thank you.
So she couldn't donate to Angel Studios. She couldn't donate to Angel Studios. Instead, she went and donated to Operation Underground Railroad. Now, I put Tim Ballard is a scam artist, good donation. And then immediately that got axed. These TikTards, it thinks what I'm going to start calling them, are something different. There's something different. I want to see, someone mentioned this. It was called Bloodbath and Beyond. And apparently they call out Tim Ballard at some point. She says she was trafficked as a child and she calls out Tim Ballard. So let's see.
Is 60,000 times more likely to be sold into human trafficking than they are to die from COVID.
Hi, my name is Jessica.
That's not true. That can't be true. 60,000 times more likely to be sold into human trafficking than to die of COVID. Bullshit.
I'm a human trafficking educator here on TikTok who specifically specializes in helping people identify conspiratorial nonsense that you can find on social media, specifically about sex trafficking. I also just so happen to have a master's degree in mathematics, which is doubly unfortunate for you because I'm about to talk about how hilariously wrong the statistic is. Now, your claim, just so we're all on the same page, is that the average American child is 60,000 times more likely to be sold into human trafficking than they are to die from COVID. Now, you, like every other person who comes online and cites this number, doesn't have a single source to back it up. But that's okay, because that information's pretty easy to find online, so let's just try to fact check it real quick, shall we?
Okay.
To start, we need to know how many children have died from COVID. So I went to the CDC's website and I got the most up-to-date statistics.
The reason she's doing the dance is because there's this thing where like people like put out what they call hard truths and they'll do a dance because that's the only thing that gets attention on TikTok. It's a trend. An old trend.
And as of October 27th, 2021, 657 children have died from COVID. But because I am a woman on the internet, despite having a master's degree, people will tell me I did my math wrong, so I even...
So 657 kids. So let's do this. 657 times 60,000 would mean that there's 39,420,000 American kids in being trafficked in a year.
Even did it on screen for you. Per your claim, you state that a child is 60,000 times more likely to be sold into human trafficking than they are to die from COVID. So if we just take the number of children who have died from COVID since the beginning of COVID, that will give us the number of children who have been sold into human trafficking, theoretically, since the beginning of COVID, which is 39,420,000. And if that seems like a lot of children, why don't we put that into perspective? I looked up how many children there are in the United States, and as of 2019, there are 73 million children.
So it's 1 out of every 2 children
in the United States. They make up 22% of our population. Now, if you take the 39 million number and divide it by the 73 million children that exist, you get 54% of all children have been sold into human trafficking, which would mean
more than 1 out of 2 children. It would be 54 out of every 100 children would be being trafficked currently.
that 11, give or take 11% of our population are victims of human trafficking. Now, if you actually believe that roughly half of all children in the United States have been sold into human trafficking, math is not the problem.
Oh, there's the post. It says a child is 66,667% or times more likely to be sold. Bullshit.
The problem is that you're getting your statistics from graphics that went viral on Facebook over a year ago.
Okay.
Obviously, human trafficking is a major issue in the United States that
I'm really starting to despise. There's another guy that I used to like his channel on TikTok. And he does this segment where he's like, have you heard the news? Then he goes over all these like weird news stories that are like kind of conspiracy-ish news stories. And then he's playing two characters. And he's like, no, not that one. No, not that one. No. And then he'll say something about the Kardashians or something like that. But he's starting to share some very one-sided conspiracy-ish Q-adjacent news stories that aren't great.
Desperately needs addressing. But another major issue in the United States that desperately needs addressing is we need to start talking about the sheer quantity of conspiracy theorists that will use hyperinflated trafficking statistics to push further agendas, because if we only talk about how bad human trafficking is, then we can pretend like COVID isn't.
I used to like his content because he was covering news stories that weren't being talked about really in the mainstream. And some of them were interesting. Some of them made me look them up, made me Google them. And I always like someone that like says something that I don't know about and leads me to like Google something or check something out. But now he's sharing very, very one-sided, almost like they have a political motive style stories that are either just hearsay or that some unnamed source said it, or he's not fully explaining these stories in a way. It's not great.
An issue. If you want to talk about COVID on your platform, you should probably talk to a COVID expert.
And I actually tried to correct one of his stories, and I wasn't a dick about it, honestly. Like, usually I come off as a dick, but because I kind of watched this guy before and felt like I liked him a little bit, and, you know, he seemed like a cool guy, I wasn't a dick, but he was in his response. And then when I went to type back to his response, he deleted it.
If you want to talk about human trafficking on your platform, you should probably talk to a human trafficking expert, because they would be more than happy to tell you how incredibly harmful this misinformation you're sharing is and what negative impact it has on actual human trafficking prevention. Because you might think that hyperinflated statistics do nothing but bring awareness, but it actually makes the awareness work that we try to do so much more difficult. So I greatly appreciate it.
So she is an advocate for children trafficking, and I think somebody said that she had been trafficked, maybe. And she is an advocate for that, but misinformation doesn't help it. I don't know why people make this argument when I say those numbers aren't right, they're drastically overinflated. People yell at me and tell me that it doesn't matter, that I'm taking attention away from it. They should even make up more, bigger numbers. Like, that doesn't help it at all. We need to face the facts to be able to deal with an issue. Not just make it seem scarier and scarier and scarier. If you want to know about one of those that's leaked into my personal life, like one of these bullshit stories that's kind of started on Facebook or whatever, Mariah made Liam come over and talk to me today. And she's like, tell your dad why you wouldn't pick up a quarter out of our refrigerator. So what happened is we had some guys that were pressure washing an RV at the place. They were like a work crew that were pressure washing an RV at the camper. And they asked if we had a drink machine. And Mariah told them no. But we had drinks in our fridge. If they want to go get a soda apiece, that was more than welcome to them. And they're like, okay, we'll pay you for them. Ryan's like, no, you don't have to pay or whatever. So they left. They went and got a drink out of our outdoor fridge. They didn't just go in our house. We have a fridge that sits out front that keeps all our drinks in it because we don't have much room in the camper for, drinks. So they went and got a drink and they left quarters there. And then Mariah, hours later, calls Liam and says, hey, will you bring me a Dr. Pepper to the office? I want a soda. And Liam goes to bring it. When he comes over there, he's like, there were quarters in our refrigerator and I wouldn't touch them. Somebody should check them out. And Mariah's like, why? And he's like, because my Grammy told me that people are taking quarters and putting fentanyl on them and then waiting for you to pick them up and then you overdose and die. Now, that's a Facebook rumor that bled over into my real life. It's the same as like a Twix bar with a Glock in it, or used needles and gas pumps when you go to pump gas, like these, or putting a zip tie on your car door handle so they know to come back and traffic you later. while you're at Walmart. These are just weird scare tactics that aren't real. And I don't know why people, it doesn't help the movement. It doesn't make people more aware. They're just lies. Stop sharing these weird lies. No one's fucking zip tying your car to come traffic you later.
There are people in this country who like to scream and cry and reference slavery that they never went through as a means to validate the opinion that they are worse off because of their color in this country currently. And it is a narrative I have never.
I want to say the Tim Ballard stuff.
What to say if a friend insists 800,000 children are trafficked each year?
You inform them that, yeah, that number's overblown. I know, that sounds bad, right? Trying to downplay human trafficking. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just pointing out that that number is wrong. There are a ton of human trafficking organizations, particularly within the United States. There's currently a video going viral on TikTok of a woman who believes that she's about...
Mariah didn't believe me. Mariah, my wife, did not believe me. It always bothers me when I know something and Mariah doesn't believe me. And I think it's because, like, she watches the show. She knows I only say stuff that I know that I've already looked up. She didn't believe me that the STD capital of the world was in Florida in a retirement villa, and that's where the loofahs come from. She's just been playing along with the whole loofah thing this whole time and was oblivious to what it even meant. She's just like, ha, because she doesn't want to ask. And people think that she didn't know, so they make fun of her. She doesn't want to ask, so she just plays along with it. It's like, ha, loofahs, that's funny.
To be sex trafficked, or that she narrowly avoided being sex trafficked because she received a spam text from a random number she doesn't know. So I'm
From crossing state lines for abortion sounds easy. Why aren't girls stopped as they're being trafficked across state lines?
Hi, I've been on TikTok educating people about the realities of sex trafficking
Sound of Freedom. Here we go.
Years now, and here are some things you can do with your time better spent than watching that stupid Sound of Freedom movie. Instead of giving your money to a mega corporation like AMC or the millionaires who produced this movie, you could read this article about how the organization that this movie was based off of has been caught using the millions of dollars they receive in donation every year to hire a psychic from Utah to try to find a missing child in Haiti.
I don't like him watching. I'm talking to Jackie.
People are making fun of you in chat, and you're live on the air right now.
Okay, I'm talking to my sister.
Oh, God. What does she need now?
A lot going on. I'll talk to you in a
Of course, that's the only time she calls. Love you, bye. Mariah's watching, so you feel free to make fun of her. She is here.
Has been caught using the millions of dollars they receive in donation every year to hire a psychic from Utah to try to find a missing child in Haiti. Instead of giving your money to millionaires who are trying desperately to convince you that Operation Underground Railroad has done absolutely...
It says, in 2014, I went on a vigilante raid to save kids sold for sex. What we did haunts me now.
Nothing wrong, and that Tim Ballard, their founder, might as well be the second coming of Christ. You could instead read this article written by a woman who was invited on a rescue mission to the Dominican Republic, assumedly with the money that people donate to Operation Underground Railroad.
I don't think Mariah's younger sister watches this show, but it does seem like the only time she calls is when she needs something. She is, I don't know. There's just there's stories I probably shouldn't tell.
Assuming that would go to actual sex trafficking victims, because who better to document the incredibly horrific and tragic scenario of having to rescue a child from sex trafficking than a mommy blogger from Utah who up until that point had never once left the country. Speaking of the second coming...
That was the mommy blogger, the guy that he decided they were both Mormons at the time. By the way, Tim Ballard's goals are to make money and to make Mormons. So he found a Mormon mommy blogger to videotape and produce a puff piece on a raid with him.
Of Christ, instead of watching a movie whose directors, which includes Tim Ballard himself, very intentionally decided to cast Jim Caviezel, man most famous for playing Jesus in...
Well, Jim Caviezel, but yeah, Jesus. There's no doubt in my mind that they only cast him because his only notable role is as Jesus. And Tim Ballard, some people say, thinks that he's the second coming of Joseph Smith, the prophet for the Mormons.
Passion of the Christ, as Tim Ballard himself in his own biopic. You could watch Tim Ballard's attempts at arguing that this movie was not made to, by, and for QAnon conspiracy theorists fall to pieces, as Jim Caviezel, the man who portrayed him in his own biopic, goes to QAnon conferences and offers the fact that he was in this movie as proof that the entire...
It blew my mind. It blew my mind the first time. I did not like Jim Caviezel. All I knew about him is that he played Jesus, right? But it blew my mind when he went to that first Freedom Patriot Rally thing by the DJ from Oklahoma City and said adrenochrome was the reason they were doing this. Adrenochrome is the reason that children are being trafficked. Adrenochrome. I didn't have nothing against him until that moment right there.
Conspiracy is true. Instead of listening to a man with a savior complex try to convince the world he doesn't have a savior complex, you could appreciate this painting, which depicts Tim Ballard, his wife, and a couple of other random strangers walking down a set of railroad tracks with Harriet Tubman longingly looking up at him. Oh, but he painted it himself. It was just a gift he received. What was a gift he saw an early draft of? He could have requested changes but didn't, and then when criticized publicly for being such poor taste, decided to tell his critics that if you held these children in your arms like I have, then you wouldn't be trying to make this art.
You know who this sounds like? Tell me what other grifter we covered that this sounds like. If the people knew who these kids were and held them in their arms, kids who had been trafficked and raped for money, I bet they would not be trying to make this argument. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound? Who else is out here rescuing kids that don't exist? You may have seen her in a fucking corn film.
Argument. Can't believe this is fucking real. Instead of going to see a movie that ends with a QR code to a website that literally asks you to buy more tickets to the movie you just...
Yeah, so the movie in theaters, instead of having like a pre-credit scene or a post-credit scene, it ends in a QR code. And if you hold up your phone, it takes you to their website to buy more tickets. I didn't even know that. I knew they were bolstering their sales and saying, oh, we're almost making as much as Indiana Jones, because most people are just making massive donations to it, and nobody's even filling these seats. They're just using them in time slots to show that people were there, and they're not.
Instead of giving that money to trafficking victims.
Yes, Steph. She 100% needs to be arrested. She hasn't rescued any fucking kids. Her stories are all bullshit. She claims that on her own, with a team of people in the U.S., she's just kicking down doors and rescuing kids. She actually told a story one time that said that she was working with the FBI, and the White House called the FBI and said, oh, no, we're not going to do this. FBI agents leave. So they just kicked down the door and did it on their own, and they've been doing that ever since. She's not breaking and entering and kidnapping kids. I hate to tell you, but that's illegal. And it would be all over the fucking news. So if there's no kids to take care of, where is her $100,000 in donations going on her Give, Send, Go?
You could read this article about how they fuck up their own operations enough that they're actually getting banned from operating out of certain countries. Or this one about how one of the most famous rescue missions they did of a girl named Liliana, the girl actually saved herself. They had nothing to do with it, but they're happy to go viral.
I think that's fucked up. Liliana, the girl, doesn't know who Tim Ballard is, or Underground Railroad, doesn't know who any of these people are. She escaped herself and has an insane story about how she did it in the middle of the night. She was like out in the woods and wandering around, Liliana, and they took credit for rescuing her.
Taking credit for saving her. And let me be clear, this movie does nothing to actually help child sex trafficking. People are aware it exists. This movie did not change any of that. This movie was made to make a very particular group of people look a very particular way. Instead of giving your money to the theaters to go see this movie or to Operation Underground Railroad, I highly recommend you give your money to more accredited trafficking organizations. Exactly. Or better yet, give it to a local domestic violence shelter.
Take the money you're going to spend on tickets or going to the movies or easily $100 and send it somewhere else.
In your area, because more than likely that's where most sex trafficking victims receive their first resources, and that's a much better place to put your money than this stupid fucking movie.
Everybody guessed Madison.
Hi, I've been on TikTok educating people about the realities of sex trafficking for a couple of years now, and here are some things you can do with your time better spent than watching that stupid Sound of Freedom movie.
Freedom that exposes sex traffickers, and do you want to tell them what happened in the movie theater?
All right. Even the producers of the movie itself are calling you guys out for lunatic conspiracies about their own movie.
Angel Studios is forced to issue a statement to fans reminding them that not every inconvenience is the product of a shadowy cabal of well-organized evil. So these are the rumors I was talking about. Here, Sound of Freedom. See if we can find that. Here we go. Sound of Freedom producers debunk conspiracy theory, which must have been a nice change of pace. Angel Studios was forced to issue a statement to fans reminding them that not every inconvenience is the product of a shadowy cabal of well-organized evil. The producers of Sound of Freedom, the new Jim Caviezel starring child trafficking movie, pulled straight from the headlines that only your most Facebook-addicted uncles read, found themselves in presumably unfamiliar position of having to debunk a conspiracy theory this week. Specifically, Angel Studios, more on whom in a second because they fascinate us, co-signed a statement from the CEO of AMC Theaters this week after the target audience for the film began to accuse the theater chain of conducting elaborate conspiracies against him as a target of the audience, as the target audience of Sound of Freedom is wont to do. After facing allegations that AMC, in an apparent bid to not make money, had disrupted showtimes, canceled screenings, and even deliberately broken its own air conditioners to drive people away from the movie, the chain CEO, Adam Aron, issued a statement this week on Twitter. Aron wrote that, sadly, conspiracy theorists are so prevalent in America, so much garbage information is spread. More than 1 million people have watched Sound of Freedom at AMC Theaters, more than any other theater chain on the planet, yet people falsely claim otherwise. It's so bizarre. Angel Studios issued its own statement in an effort to convince people that, at least in this one particular case, their paranoid instincts about shadowy cabals arrayed against them were not actually correct, writing that AMC has been an outstanding partner for Angel Studios. Studio executive Brandon Purdy also tactically asked fans to not be, psychopaths, writing that we ask that anyone attending the screenings of Sound of Freedom show kindness to their local theater staff. They were literally almost dealing with like riots at some places because, the air conditioner quit in one of the theaters. And of course, that was the deep state trying to keep them from seeing the movie for their 5th time. Fucking douchebag.
This is the funniest fucking conspiracy in the world to me, and I've seen.
This has happened at countless showings of the movie around the U.S. Okay, again, the same conspiracy theory.
Some truly stupid ones, but
it's all over TikTok, and from what I can gather, most people are lying about it, either for fame or to push this theory or their Q-tards or whatever. Most people are lying about it. I have found some instances where like the air conditioner was down. I found one instance where they told them it would be like 20 minutes. They had to re-download the movie and they would refund their ticket and they could still stay and watch, and they were going to get to watch it for free. And most of the other ones, one person said there was an electrical smell the whole time. There was an electrical smell the whole fucking time. And that was part of the cabal. Jesus Christ.
The idea that AMC Theaters is intentionally sabotaging the showings of the movie they only stand to profit from you viewing is the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen. Don't get me started on the cost of tickets these days, but I don't know if you guys understand this, but it costs a theater money to air a movie. They have to staff the theater. They have to pay for the concessions that then they're going to upcharge you for anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you understand that? Like, it don't.
Who financed the movie? A large group of Mexican backers, which sounds pretty sus to me. Isn't that where most of these children they claim are disappearing to? Slipping across the Mexico border and then wherever? A large group of Mexican backers financed the majority of the movie. Yeah.
It only gets more expensive if they have to refund an entire theater worth of people's tickets. Like when the people who produced the movie, who have dumped millions of dollars.
That was not to bring it to theaters. They did a crowdfunding basically to bring it to theaters. But when it was first written and filmed, remember it sat on a shelf for a long time. When it was first written and filmed in 2018, I think, 2017, somewhere around there, a group of Mexican backers funded almost all of the $14.5 million. Then when Disney bought Fox, 21st Century Fox, or whatever they call the movie side of Fox, when Disney bought them out, they shelved a bunch of projects that they didn't think would be profitable at the time. So they shelved a bunch of them. Then they did this weird crowdfunding thing to buy it and air it or whatever. But the actual production of the movie was by a bunch of Mexican backers.
Into the project, so they are absolutely interested in making sure you see it. Have to remind you not to harass the 16-year-old minimum wage worker who forgot to turn the fucking lights off for your movie, and that's why you think it's.
Oh yeah, that was another one. One person claimed like, I've never been to this movie theater, but the lights only went halfway up. You know how like they have full lights before the movie starts, then they dim during the previews, then they go basically off, almost off during the movie. They only went to the dim stage, and they're like, I've never been to this theater before, but it seems like the lights weren't turned all the way down. The Cabal. It's not a great movie, and I don't think everyone should see it. Wrong again, Paul.
Some grand conspiracy? That's fucking embarrassing. What a traumatizing experience to not have air conditioning for 2 hours at a notoriously shitty movie theater on the hottest week in recorded history. This is the funniest fucking conspiracy in the world to me, and I've seen some truly stupid ones, but the idea that AMC... Samantha, what's crazy is that you think that somebody who's experienced trafficking firsthand must not care about child trafficking victims.
It's funny that your last name is almost Bellend. Oh, that's an insult. Oh.
Merely because they're offering criticisms of a Hollywood movie. The point of my video that sailed clearly over your head is that
Anonymous
if you care...
gifted nurse_Julia subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to nurse_Julie.
Yes, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Exactly. Why not help save children locally if you can instead? Exactly. There are places in your community that do with
anonymous gifted
with
Jen_X_Biatch subscription.
Thank you.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Jen_X_Biatch.
That deal with like abuse situations and whether that be like physical abuse or sexual abuse, and they take these people, children or wives or spouses or whatever, out of the house, get them set up, get them with clothing and food and a place to stay, get them back on their way. We have one here locally. I don't know if it's part of a bigger charity or not. I guess it is. Do you guys have CHIPS? CHIPS, is that like a nationwide thing? CHIPS is like a charity that helps with like abused family abuse, I guess domestic abuse.
Care about the humans being sold, might you instead give the money directly to the humans being sold or more accredited organizations instead of a millionaire from Utah who's been caught lying repeatedly about his involvement in actually rescuing the children? You're giving him money because he claims he's saving them. Like, the movie literally ends with a plea to go to a website, not to donate to trafficking victims, but to buy more.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a word if they showed this link right here and it was to donate to trafficking victims or donate to a charity that rescued children or put children up after they've been rescued or something like that.
Tickets to the movie. Like, they are diverting funds from victims.
I didn't know what bell-end meant until 2 days ago. Yeah, so it means a couple different things. So like if people use it, it can mean like just being like an idiot. But it also means like the tip of the penis, the bell end.
When they do that, even if they're claiming that it's going back to OUR. Actors deserve to be paid, but their residuals shouldn't come from money people give to end human trafficking. What a great question. So if anybody's interested in actually seeing some...
Wonder how much they donated towards helping trafficking victims.
Financial breakdown
Probably
of Operation
zero.
Underground Railroad, the organization that Tim Ballard, the man that the movie is based off of, founded, and that is being aggressively advertised alongside...
Nobody would start a nonprofit and then 30 family-owned businesses below that for-profit. That's clearly a way to route money back to yourself. I don't know how else to put that. All right, let's talk about Phil, though. You want to for a little bit? We going on to Phil? We moving to Phil? By the way, don't forget you can contribute to the show at coldbeer.fund. Keep up this wonderful work. I do the research. I bring it to you every night. There's nobody better in the game. 281-330-8004. 281-330-8004. Thank you guys for all the donations and the support. You didn't send me a new alert. No way. Can't have it. Won't happen. No alerts. Super Scotty. He looks like he's got a super scrotum there. Scrotum Scotty. No way. No way. No way. Jesus Christ. Oh, so I'm guessing she needed something, huh, Mariah? One post that let's talk about before we go into Scotty. Let's talk about family. You guys know that I'm disabled and basically retired. Faux show, right? That's right. Faux show. And I'm disabled, right? When I worked, I know there's people on the internet that call me a grifter and piece of shit, and oh, you're worse than Phil and all this stupid shit. When I worked my fucking ass off. There was one time for like 8 months, I had 3 fucking jobs. I was working a day shift, a night shift, and repairing small engines. Not just like every once in a while, but I bought a lot of like 300 chainsaws. Then I bought a lot of like 150 riding lawnmowers and sold off got them running with the other spare parts and sold. Like I worked my fucking ass off. When I went on the road, I went from the new guy to fucking lead man twice in probably 6 months. Just put my mind to it, learning everything that I could fucking possibly learn about it. Making sure that I could do every fucking job on the site. I was foreman qualified with General Electric in about a year. I was one of the fastest people to ever be foreman qualified. I worked my fucking ass off to make the wages that I made. And I made good money. I made a ton of fucking money, okay? There was times where I was making like 3 digits an hour in certain places. I made a ton of fucking money when I could keep my head straight and wasn't trying to fucking, do crazy shit or unalive myself or whatever. But I saw a post the other day from someone Mariah knows very well. And it was basically about her man, her baby daddy. And basically all he's done his whole life is he was arrested in something called Operation Snowball, the local sheriff's department did. And he's worked for his dad, right? Helping his dad out. And the post said, before so-and-so settles for less than he's worth, I want to know any job around here that pays $20+ an hour because he can do this and this and this, all these things he probably can't do. He's probably done it once or seen somebody else do it. He can do this, this, and this, this. And I'm tired of him having to settle for jobs when he's worked so hard for these other ones. And it made me so mad just to read that. To know that, if you don't know, there's another story I tell about a guy that I got a job that come on with me. And I had probably 5 years of experience before I got him to come on with me. And this guy came in and basically lied so much. He even told me my own stories to myself about being on jobs. And he told me my own stories to myself about being on jobs because he forgot that I had told them to him. And he lied his way to the top. And it took a long time for karma really to catch up to him. And I'd get upset about that. But like to come in and demand $20+ an hour for a local job, you have no experience. You have no fucking work history. You have no certificates. You're not certified to do anything. You just say, "Oh, I did that with my dad once." It just blows my mind. It just blows. Oh, there's a bell end back. The bell end. I hear you. Consider yourself canceled. You're not close to that caliber. You used the wrong version of your. It would be you are not close to that caliber, and then there shouldn't be a question or a comma before your exclamation point. But it should be the contraction your apostrophe re or you are. Your is possessive, as in you're my bitch now. Bell end. But like, I mean, like at this point in my life, I wouldn't go on the road for less than probably and maybe this sounds shitty. I don't plan on going back on the road. Okay, I'm fucking. I can't do it. I lose my fucking mind. I'm crazy, right? I need more support than I could possibly get working a job like that, even a local job. Like there's just days where I'm not having it. But I wouldn't go back on the road for probably less than $50 an hour now. I wouldn't work a local job for probably less than like 30, 35, somewhere around there, unless I was really just helping somebody out, because I've built those skills. I've gotten certified in those things. I know what I'm worth, and I know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go out there and fucking, there's no goddamn way. There's no goddamn way. But for someone else to come up and demand, never having any job or experience or whatever, like, where's a $20 plus an hour jobs at? What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? I don't know. I would do anything to feed my family. Obviously, hell, I'd go work at fucking McDonald's if that's what it came to. But if it's like my job to take, there's no fucking way. The bell end. You're not of that caliber. Get the fuck out of here. Call me on my hotline. It's 281-330-8004. 281-330-8004. You can call me anytime you want. I would greatly appreciate that. Let's talk about Phil a little bit, I guess. And what he's got going on. So we've got some stuff that came in. First of all, probably the best piece that I want to see is this. Let me find it. I probably should have already had this downloaded. Not that one. Okay, here's a couple quotes from Phil. So we've got one Phil post. It says Pebbles, and then in parentheses it says salon owner has been under investigation via my legal team for quite a while now. She recently filed a lawsuit against me, which is super ironic. Maybe she'll be in jail by the time I'm served. Now, again, this is probably some of the dumbest stuff he ever says. His legal team cannot arrest people. He tried to say that his legal team got felony fucking warrants out on a bunch of us last year. Nothing ever happened. She just told me our utility bill is $388 and the cutoff date is the fucking 4th. I'm sorry. What the fuck do you want me to do, babe? I got to pay our bills before I pay your sister's. Like, I'm sorry. His legal team can't arrest people. Okay? They can't. They can't. They're not investigating for the FBI. They're not issuing any evidence to the FBI. It's not happening. Then we get somebody named Camille Adolf. You heard that right, as in Hitler. Camille Adolf. And Phil's group says, Pebbles Flintstone is gematria as Trump indicted and Obama arrested. So that was a good one. Maybe this is all just coding. Maybe this is all just being coded. What the fuck was that? Holy shit. The hammer's back. Is she wearing a spaghetti strap hoodie? Anyways, so Phil's been talking about Pebbles. Stuff has been going on. He's been back and forth with Pebbles. He's been posting some pretty crazy things about Pebbles. But one of the best things I think I've seen today is this right here. From Jeff Lewis Law, APC. Who is Jeff Lewis Law, APC? Oh, just the salon owner's attorney. Just the salon owner's attorney. And it says, July 31st, 2023, via email, phil@philgodlewski.live. and confirmed by U.S. mail. What does confirmed by U.S. mail mean? Signature on arrival. Signature on arrival. Phil Godlewski, 1235 Lantern Hill Road, Shavertown, PA, 18708. R.E. McCaslin versus Godlewski and everybody else named. Los Angeles Superior Court Case 23 TR CV 02343. Dear Mr. Godlewski, prepare your anus. Here we go. Prepare your anus. Dear Mr. Godlewski, as you know, I represent Miss McCaslin in the above referenced matter. We effected service of process on you on July 21st, 2023. We effected service of process on you on July 21st, 2023. Phil claims he's still not been served. Is that true, Phil? You still claiming you haven't been served? Is that service of process is the procedure by which I wanted to get the legal definition. The procedure by which a party to a lawsuit gives an appropriate notice of initial legal action to another party, such as a defendant, the court, the administrative body, in an effort to exercise jurisdiction over that person as to force that person to respond to the proceeding. So this is when he was served. Pursuant to California Code of Civil Procedure, Section 415.40, reference number 1, if you have retained counsel, please forward this letter to your attorney. In the interim, I write to supplement my prior correspondence concerning your obligation to identify and preserve relevant evidence. That obligation is a continuing one. On July 28th, 2023, you posted to Telegram a document bearing the logo of the FBI and my client's name. See image below. What is this? This is the NUNBERS. This is the NUNBERS. You know, the misspelling of numbers. So what is Phil doing here? Looks like Phil could potentially be impersonating a federal official. If he made this document, not only is he going to be caught, he was already in trouble. Oh no, Phil, no. He was already in trouble for forging documents, wasn't he? At one time, if he made this document himself, not only is he impersonating a federal officer, he's forging documents. This did not come from the FBI. Now, he could say, you know, it was sent to me. Okay, who sent it to you? Let's see it. Let's see a chain of custody of how you received this. Because that person is clearly impersonating a federal agent and forged a document. So somebody's going to be in trouble for this fake FBI document. This isn't real. The subheadings, like record number, are pre-filed in for a million fucking copies of this. No one types number every time they fill one of these out. It's programmed in. So number is not going to be misspelled. Weird. Telegram ID, Pebbles Flintstone. Real name, Christine Tyree. Facebook, Pebbles Flintstone, Christine Tyree. The space in the comments, we went over this all fucked up. Christy Bam Bang. IP address, something communication, CCID for her card. Her CAC card is CCID. And then record number is 727-0998. Wonder who's impersonating a federal officer. It's one thing for Phil to say, Will Byrd's under investigation for the DEA, from the DEA, right? That's one thing to say. It's a whole nother thing It's an entirely separate thing. It's a completely different thing to come up with a fucking document that bears the seal of a federal agency and present it to your audience. He says, can't reveal the rest of this document, but boy, oh boy, is this going to be fun. It might be, Phil. It might be. It's going to be fun for somebody. If you made this document, not only did you forge a document with the seal of the FBI, if you present it as true, then you're impersonating an FBI agent. And someone did that either way. I know this isn't a real FBI document. I know this isn't a real FBI document. So if someone sent this to you, there better be a paper trail of where it came from, and they're going to be in trouble. Not a good look, Phildo. Not a good look. Where's the Phildo billboards? I thought we were doing billboards, remember? To get your chat fired up. Billboards, right? It's a comm. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's about to be a comm. Like he's going to be standing in line for fucking commissary. Maybe he'll find another MLM on the fucking he'll find another MLM on the iPad while he's in jail. I don't know if it would ever get that far. Could it get that far technically? Yeah, I mean, we all know what the penalties are, right? If you go far enough, we know what the penalties are, and yeah, you just have to figure that out, I guess. But this definitely isn't like we're gonna look the other way. We're just gonna ignore that you produced a document bearing the seal of the FBI. Somebody produced it. Was it you? Where'd you get it from? He's telling him you must preserve this as evidence. You must preserve this as evidence. Multi-level males in the shower. Is that his new MLM? The above referenced document and your social media posts about it are relevant evidence in this case. You are required to preserve the original document without redactions. Not this one that you claim you blocked out her IP address and her CCID, which she wouldn't even have. Again, her CCID, the reason that's on this document is for CCID protocol, which is chip card interface device, like to stick a card in to where you can access a computer. That's what CCID stands for. Now, we need it unredacted. Where's the unredacted version? Without redactions, in your possession for purposes of discovery. On a related note, if you're not familiar, this dude is such a passive-aggressive asshole. I love it. Can I hire you for something, Jeff Lewis? I don't have much money, but I can make you laugh. Maybe I could do like the truffle shuffle or tell you some jokes or something. But I love the passive aggressiveness in this. On a related note, if you're not already familiar with 18 USC 709, if you are not familiar, he's gonna link that to reference to. I would urge you to consult with legal counsel. 18 US Code 709. What would that one be? He said if you're not familiar with this law that you probably just fucking broke, how about you get a fucking lawyer who is? Because 18 USC 709 says whoever, except as permitted by the laws of the United States, uses the words national, federal, United States, reserve, or deposit insurance as part of a business, firm, name, or person, corporation, partnership, bank, trust, association, or other business entity engaged in the banking, loan, building, loan, brokerage, factoring, use, insurance, indemnity, savings, or trust business, or whoever falsely advertises or represents or publishes or displays a sign, symbol, or advertising reasonably calculated to convey the impression of a non-member bank, banking association, firm, or partnership as a member of the Federal Reserve System, or whoever except as expressly authorized by federal law, use the word federal deposit insurance corporation, or a combination of the three words as the name of part thereof, under which he does business or advertises otherwise represents falsely by any device whatsoever that his or his deposit liability, obligations, certificates, or shares as assured and guaranteed by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporations. Still reading. By the United States, by any instrumentality thereof, or whoever advertises that his or her deposit shares or accounts are federally insured or falsely advertised or otherwise represents by any device whatsoever to extent to which the manner in which the deposit liabilities of an uninsured bank or banks are insured by Federal Deposit Insurance Corporations, or other than a bona fide organization or association of the federal, state, or credit unions, except blah, blah, blah. Whoever not being organized under Chapter 7 and Title 12, advertiser representative makes federal farm loans, again, using the word federal, Phil. Federal. Here it is. It goes on. It's like fucking 3 pages. But it goes over when you can use federal. The first part's about banking, I know, but let's see if I can find this part. Oh, here it is. Here's the part. It's if you're reading along, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not reading all this. 6, 7, 8 paragraphs deep. Whoever, except with the written permission of the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, knowingly uses the words Federal Bureau of Investigation or the initials FBI or any colorable imitation of such words or initials in connection with any advertisement, circular, book, pamphlet, or other publication, play, motion picture, broadcast, telecast, or other production in any manner reasonably calculated to convey the impression that such advertisement, circular, book, pamphlet, or other publication, play, motion, or picture, broadcast, telecast, or other production is approved or endorsed or authorized by the FBI. That's the part we're looking for. You can do it for U.S. Marshals, too. Shall be punished as follows. A corporation, partnership, or business trust association or other business entity by a fine under this title or an officer or member thereof participating or knowingly acquiescing in such a violation or any federal violation of this section by a fine under this title or imprisonment for not more than 1 year or both. This section shall not make unlawful use of any name or title which was lawful on the day of enactment of this title. This section shall not make unlawful use of the word national as part of the name or business firm. So you can be National Insurance, or he could have put National Background Check Company, but as soon as he puts Federal Bureau of Investigation without the express written consent of the director of the FBI, he's violated this statute. There it is. That's the paragraph I just read. It's 8 paragraphs deep. I was going to read them all, but I didn't realize how long it was. And you're allowed up to a year in jail, but definitely a fine if you're a sole person or a member of a business partnership corporation. If the company does it, you can't take the whole company to jail, right? You can't take a whole company to jail. So if a company does it, it's just a fine. If an individual does it, it's a fine and possibly prison time. Kind of weird that you did that. Kind of weird. You better have a full copy of this document. You better keep this document close. If somebody sent it to you, you better be throwing them under the bus. Are you going to claim that it was the boy? I'm sorry, the man who loved the boy at CIA summer camp? The boy sent it to me. The judge, I don't know if I should even read that. I don't even. Oh, shit. I don't even know if I should read. Oh. Phil, you misspelled the word numbers in your FBI document. It literally says, not only did you do FBI, you did Department of Justice too. All you had to do, let me give you a hint for next time, Phil. Here's what you do next time. You either don't use the seal or you crop it to look like this. It's opening. Hold on a second. Oh, it's over here. Hold on. He got away with the Harvard one and the Mensa one. He's not getting away with this one. Boom. Boom. I already fixed it, Phil. All you got to do is spell number correctly and do this. Because all mine says is the par federal That could say federal butthole checker. That's all you had to do. Let's see the rest of the document, Phil. Let's see the rest of that document. What you got for us? What you got for us in the rest of that document, bro? What do you think? You got it? You handled it? How do you think this will fare? Think it'll go very well? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, no, Phil. Bro, you fucked up here. You fucked up here. It's one thing to say, again, that I just heard that Will's gonna.
Pussies.
Oh God!
Don't you come bringing it at me.
I'm
Instead,
not.
everybody
I
else.
didn't do this. This is your all's fault. Okay. I'm not even this. I think this is mostly you guys.
Yeah.
This might even be me. Who is this? I'm pretty tired of this, honestly. I'm a good guy. You're an asshole. You're an asshole, Chad. You're an asshole. Thank you very much, mostly peaceful redhead. I can't believe this last paragraph is so funny. The above rest is documented in social media posts about it. Relevant evidence in this case, you're required to preserve the original document without redactions in your possession for purposes of discovery. On a related note, if you're not already familiar with this law you just broke, I would urge you to consult with legal counsel. All of Miss McCausland's rights are reserved. Very truly yours. XO, with love and affection. Best friends for... Please, if anybody can influence this lawyer, could you please have him start putting BFF4L, BFF4L, best friends for... No, BF4L, best friends for life. Oh, my God. Is this lawyer cool enough to start putting hashtag same team in the documents? Hashtag same team. Hashtag same team. Okay? Because me and Phil are hashtag same team. Whether you like it or not, hashtag same team. Put it in the chat, everybody. Hashtag same team. We're doing it. We're doing it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Hashtag same team. Oh, fuck. I know he probably has no idea what we're talking about. But I used to troll Phil like we were saying the same thing, even though he would tell his audience not to listen to me, except I would just accidentally expose him all the time. And I'd be like, hey, we on the same team, buddy. Hashtag same team. Same team. And then his comments started getting filled up with hashtag same really team. Sick. Damn it. We're back, baby. We're back.
Incoming Dono clip.
Oh, God. Too many things. I've got sensory issues.
While people behind me are going insane.
I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole. Thank you for the donation. Phil deny that he received the email or the letter from the attorney. He will. He will. He's already denied that he hasn't. Thank you, Q idiot. He's already denied that he's been served. How's your
Hey, Derek, it's me. My captor is just yelling and screaming that Fildo's an idiot. Fildo's an idiot. Who's Fildo and why is he an idiot? And what's it got to do with me?
What's it got to do with me? Oh, thank you very much, Mort. Mort Cumstein, everybody. He's being held captive by what we believe is Ramesh. Ramesh, enemy of the show. frenemy of the show? I'm not even sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for the donation, Q idiot. Your house should be done by now, right? How's the house going? You said you were like a couple weeks away from like moving in last time we talked about it. Hold on more. Hold on loosely. Don't let her go. This is crazy. Phil's impersonating the FBI now. The fuck is wrong with him? God damn it. And then Jeff's like, yours truly. Very truly yours forever and always. Hashtag same team. Jeff. Oh, it can't get any better. I mean, it probably could. Also, this slipped through the cracks. Don't know if anybody happened to see this. Oh, it's not there. Where is it? Let's see if I could find it. This slipped through the cracks, and the mods didn't snatch this up. This is from Phil's own chat by one of Phil's own followers. And it shows a picture of Phil with his extra white teeth. And then it shows that clip that I showed of Ross with his teeth glowing under the black light from Friends. And it says, sorry, Phil, I couldn't help myself. I was a Friends fan first. And no one deleted it. No one deleted it. It's still there. It's still in his chat, just sitting there. Oh, man, Phil, bro. What have you done? What have you done? You can't be Edward Snowden and the FBI. Well, think about the NUNBERS. Jesus. I'm over here just trying to worry about if I'm saying the word onions right. Phil's over here being the FBI. The fuck is going on with these guys? All right, let's see what else we got. Well, you want some cop videos? Let's see what we got. Phildo. The FBI wants their NUNBERS back.
Sir, license and badge number, please.
What's that?
It looks like Gillum
3739.
Okay, Gillum
Yes,
37. What's your emergency, sir?
What's my what?
Emergency. What's your emergency?
The reason I stopped you today is because your tag, your license plate has been
She knows about as much about law as Phil does, of course.
expired since 2013.
Go back in the chat and read it. I'm not saying it on the stream.
When I run it, it shows it's got suspended in 2014. That's the reason for the stop.
My question was, what's your emergency? Do you have an emergency? Is there a articulable cause for concern? Why did you pull me over if there's no emergency?
That's why. It's your suspended license plate.
So you don't have an emergency?
One day you guys are gonna donate to that asshole thing, and the curtains are gonna close, and when they pop back up, I'm just gonna be over here spread eagle. And you're going to think, now we've done it. Now we've done it. Now we got the old stink eye.
Because I would love to help you if you have an emergency.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I would love to help you if you have an emergency, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Fuck that. Somebody said everybody needs to send the lawyer a $5 bill. Send me all the $5 bills, and I'll send them a nice thank you card. How about that?
No, it's a traffic stop. It's not an emergency.
Here we go with the script. Nobody's saying this is an emergency, but a 9-year out-of-date tag and an expired driver's license of 8
I would say if her tag's out by 9 years, she's a sovereign citizen, yes. That's usually what they do. They stop buying their tags because they say they're a traveler, not a driver, and they're not operating a commercial vehicle, so they're allowed to travel without all this shit.
years. Gives them probable cause for
I'll blow
the
you a
stop.
kiss with it.
But what's even worse is we find out she's driving without insurance as well, so she shouldn't even be on the road.
Do you have a driver's license with you?
Well, are you making any assumptions or presumptions here today?
I can't.
Grounds.
Are you making any assumptions or presumptions here today?
A virtual housewarming on Patreon? Yeah, if you want to. I didn't see your original message. I might have missed it. But it's going to be glorious. I hope. Got all the appliances and furniture this weekend. Okay, I found it. Awesome. Don't need the juice from the electric pole. I'm excited for you, man. I know it come under shitty terms, you know, a tornado coming through, but I'm glad you got a new place now, huh?
You just need to see your driver's license.
Well, you're under the assumption that I drive.
Am I what?
You're under the...
These are overbroad burdensome and cause undue harm to the plaintiff himself, and we do not believe that any evidence will come from this discovery. We hereby surrender that he has no college education. Not only is he not pre-law, pre-med, law school, medical school, Mensa, and a Harvard graduate, we hereby submit he's never attended college.
The assumption that I drive.
Okay. Do you have a driver's
What's your
license?
articulable reason for stopping me?
Okay. Do you have a driver's license with you today or an ID? Any form of identification?
I don't drive, I travel, sir.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't
there
drive,
it is. That's the sovereign citizen's national anthem. I don't drive, I travel. Driving is for commercial purposes. I'm a free traveler upon the plane.
Travel.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license or
I don't drive. So do I have to show you any kind of driver's license by law?
Yes, ma'am.
I have you on camera saying that I by law have to show you a driver's license.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
That's kind of, supervisor. And are you familiar? Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Am I what?
Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Okay. Yes. I have my supervisor on the way. Okay.
Okay.
So there was recently, when we're talking about Pebble's case, you know that Phil put those emojis in there that was like, you blow up. It had Pebble's shit on it, and it said you and then a bomb and then sunglasses emoji, as if, and I said, that seems to me to convey a threat. A bunch of people called me out that emojis are not admissible into court and nothing's going to happen about that. There was recently a court case that was allowed to proceed fully on securities fraud. So like stocks and bonds and fraud over one emoji. So you can imagine this as like if, let's say that Elon Musk, he's been in trouble for like Tesla stuff before, like manipulating the stock. Let's say if he put like the Tesla stock symbol, the 3 letters for Tesla, whatever it is, maybe it's the full name Tesla, and then he put the little emoji that shows like an arrow going like to the moon. And that influenced people to go buy Tesla stock. That's enough. That's enough to be like, okay, so if Phil is sharing her name, location, who she is, a picture, everything, and then pointing at her, and then showing a fucking bomb, and then his fucking cute-hearted followers decide to show up and make death threats, that's more than enough. Even if he already came in his pants twice already. Has anybody introduced Jeff to the string of texts? If you just, this probably won't help your case at all, but if you just want some evening reading material, you should look at the texts that have been entered into evidence allegedly between Phil and a 15-year-old girl, and they're talking about their upcoming rumpus in Grandpappy's bed. And Phil got so excited he came in his pants twice already. This is a grown-ass man. A person who should be embarrassed of premature ejaculation. And he tells a 15-year-old girl, you're so hot texting me, I came in my pants twice already. So just fully be aware, when he shows up to court, There's no telling how many times he's already blown his load. It might be running out his fucking pants leg by the time he gets to the stand.
Once again, will you provide me with your driver's license or any form of...
Are you making any assumptions or presumptions here today? You don't have an emergency. Are you aware?
I'm making some assumptions and presumptions. I'm saying that glass is not going to last. That motherfucker's going to be busted. And hopefully, there's a hungry canine unit in the back.
That it is a federal crime to pull over an individual without an emergency?
What's that, ma'am?
Are you aware that it is a federal crime to pull over an individual without an emergency? You use your lights and sirens, they're still on.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Are you aware that it is against the law? It is a federal crime.
It's against the law for you to pull me over with lights and sirens.
For you to pull someone over using your lights and sirens where there is no emergency.
Okay.
I'm glad we got the sassy lawyer. I was afraid he would be. I'm glad he's just so fucking extra. Did we pay extra for that? Can we pay extra for that?
I just need to see your driver's
Well, I put you on notice that it is a federal crime. My charge for this stop is $10,000.
Okay.
You agree? $10,000. Gillum 37.
That's a verbal contract. There we go.
39.
Yes, ma'am.
That's again. He verbally agreed. It's $10,000 per traffic stop. I wonder if we can find the rest of that. Oh, there it is. It says she throws it away. Does it continue? Oh, man, we don't get an update. Hold on. Let's see if we can find that. Solve, sit, throws, ticket away. All of these videos that I've found on Telegram are just, there's people that are making gigantic channels just off stealing content from YouTube channels. And like usually the full video is posted somewhere. Was there any more in this to get from? Hold on, let me grab it. Moorish Karen throws away citations. Cops cites her again for littering. Okay. Those ticket away. And then, oh, is that it? Cites her for littering. How? Oh, 16 minutes. This is it. We did find it. It's even got the same text and shit for the thumbnail.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's word salad topic comes from a channel with a video titled Moorish American Nationals' Right to Travel.
I'm going to let
you
catch back up. I'm going to use the bathroom right
driving on a long-since expired tag, a suspended driver's license, and no insurance. But she does have her Moorish travel card, which she is using for the first time on video, and it goes as well as you might expect. But there's a bonus for us at the end of this video where she adds a fourth citation for littering, because she refuses to accept the citation by throwing them out of the car window in front of the cop. Let's get into the video.
How do you turn this around? Shoot. Okay. License and badge number, please. Sir, license and badge number, please.
What's that?
It looks like Gillum 37.
3739.
Okay, Gillum 37. What's your emergency, sir?
What's my what?
Emergency. What's your emergency?
Moorish is just
because your tags, your license.
I don't know if it's. I don't think it's exclusively black, but a lot of black sovereign citizens call themselves Moorish.
Plate has been expired since 2013. When I run it, it shows it's got suspended in 2014. That's the reason for the stop.
My question was...
Driver's license suspended 2014. License ran out in 2013.
You don't have an emergency?
Here we go with the script. Nobody's saying this is an emergency.
I drive. That I, by law, have to show you.
I'm catching up to where we're at.
That's kind of inaccurate.
Well, it's kind of not. The Texas Transportation Code is pretty clear about the requirements for carrying and presenting a driver's license, and the criminal penalties for not doing so. But I guess it's time to wheel up that old script favourite, the request for a supervisor, because as we all know, that always works out so well.
Right. Can you call your supervisor? And are you familiar? Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Am I what?
Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, whatever you said. You can tell by the way he moves, he gets kind of sketched when she reaches over there. He's trying hard to look and get behind that fucking B pillar.
Hey, I need to come by.
I think he said, I got a sovereign citizen.
There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen.
Oh, yeah, he did. I got a sovereign citizen stopped out here. Listen.
Hey, I need to come by.
I got a sovereign citizen stopped.
Thing as a sovereign citizen is there's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. It's an oxymoron.
So I get this oxymoron term thrown around in my comment section all the time.
All citizens are sovereign. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. Okay.
Like some kind of gotcha. But just because something is an oxymoron does not mean it cannot exist. It's just a statement or argument that seems to be contradictory or to go against common sense, but that is yet perhaps still true. For example, less is more or jumbo shrimp are oxymorons, yet are used every day. Same goes for the term sovereign citizen.
We're going to be 83 service road outbound. Just past to make the U-turn at area.
Law of the flags.
Oh. Law of the flags. So she's... This seems like a fucking skit, right? She carries a gigantic 3 foot by 5 foot red flag with her and screams "Law of the Flags" and then posts it up as if she's being held against her will and not surrendering.
Ma'am, I have my supervisor on the way, okay?
Okay.
Once again, will you provide me with your driver's license or any form of...
Are you making any assumptions or presumptions here today? You don't have an emergency. Are you aware that it is a federal crime to pull over an individual without an emergency?
What's that, ma'am?
Are you aware that it is a federal crime to pull over an individual without an emergency? You use your lights and sirens, they're still on.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Are you aware that it is against the law? It is a federal crime for you to pull someone over using your lights and sirens where there is no emergency.
Got it.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
I'm aware that you are an idiot. Ding. And what federal law restricts the police from using their blue lights for traffic stops? And if there was a federal law, I think Houston PD would have got that memo by now, don't you think? Please stop listening to stupid people on the internet.
Okay, ma'am. I just need to see your driver's...
Well, I put you on notice that it is a federal crime. My charge for this stop is $10,000.
It says often called bloody flags or bloody red, among other names. Pattern-free red flags were the traditional nautical symbol in European waters prior to the invention of flag signal codes to signify an intention to give battle and that no quarter would be given, indicating that surrender would not be accepted and all prisoners killed, but also vice versa. Meaning that the one flying the flag would fight to the last man, defiance to the death. Such flags are traditionally plain, but examples with motifs also existed, such as skull and crossbones on some pirate examples. The origin of bloody flags is unknown, but deep red coloring is strongly associated with the color of blood and thus symbolizes suffering in combat. Historical sources mention bloody flags were being used by Normans as early as the 13th century, but red painted shields were used similarly by seafaring Norse warriors in previous centuries since the late 18th century.
Okay.
You agree? $10,000. Gillum 3739.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
There's a $10,000. You agree?
Yeah, well, good luck with it.
By the way, now attorney associations and bar associations are now putting out information of how to identify these crazy motherfuckers and what you should do in case you stumble upon one. What should we do in case we wind up near one? Don't feed it and don't look into the eyes.
Hey, Seth, you turn at what street, and are you on any search?
You turn at Gary Ashford, and you'll see us.
When's she gonna say, "Am I free to go"?
I can't believe when I need that information, I can't find it.
Haven't at least a few been shot? It's usually because they do something crazy, but yeah, there's been shootings that happen with sovereign citizens for sure. When they do something crazy, or it usually takes they're usually just aggravating. But occasionally they'll reach for something weird, or they'll make an intent to threat. One of their famous sayings they used to use all the time is that you have no legal they don't do this as much since I guess shootings have not really risen, but they've been more publicized. One of the things they used to do would say, you have no legal right to arrest me, so any attempt to do so would be an attack, and I will fear for my life and fight back, basically. So technically, if a officer, in the most technical terms here, now I'm not advising anybody should do this, but on the most technical terms, if an officer is not within his legal ability to arrest you and does so anyways, that could be considered just like a regular fight. He's outside the law. He's trying to basically adult nap you at this point, and you would be allowed to fight back up to and including deadly force if so required. Now, is that going to stand anywhere? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? You need to just take the arrest, fight it in court, find a lawyer like Jeff who can send some fucking saucy ass emails to the district attorney, and fight it there.
I'm gonna try to look for my documentation. I'm gonna try to look for my documentation in the backseat of the car. I'm not trying to get any weapons. I don't have any weapons. I don't own any weapons. I'm just gonna look in the backseat to see if I can find the documentation I need to give you.
It's gonna be it's gonna be like a fucking binder full of handwritten notes and constitutional printouts.
Where the heck could it go? And just so you know,
declare your red flag. Hurry.
I'm just gonna go ahead and wave the flag. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna stay there.
It's the Moroccan flag, basically, is what the Moorish people use. It's a red flag with a green star on it. I just now saw the star. It's the Moroccan flag. It's a Moorish sovereign citizens often display an emblem that consists of a scarlet red rectangle banner with a flag with a 5-point green star located. Damn it. I just lost that spot. Origins. Oh, let's do this. Control F, flag. With a 5-pointed green star located just left of center. In Moorish legal filings, Moorish sovereign citizens refer to themselves with a series of Africanized names that incorporate the words Bey or El or a combination of the two. The Moorish sovereign citizen movement has no unified leadership. Most operate as individuals and get information about Moorish sovereignty online from paid seminars taught by sovereign gurus. There's a lot of money to be made teaching people how to be a sovereign citizen, and it never works. Even the leaders get arrested all the time. That one leader's wife's still in jail.
Let's do it right here.
I very seriously doubt all she had to do was say she doesn't speak English. If they're in Texas, most of these officers are pretty well versed in Spanish as well.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, because draping a Moorish flag out of your car window during a traffic stop doesn't make you look batshit crazy at all. I would be careful pulling stunts like this, especially after the last guy who did this went viral.
There it is. There's his flag.
For all the wrong reasons. Though he wasn't quite dumb enough to get himself a littering charge by throwing his ticket out of the car window in front of the cop. Unlike the subject of this video. But we'll get to that.
That's my...
There's a video going viral. I might look it up in a second about a commercial. Look, when you're in a commercial truck, you're under entirely different set of laws, okay? There's stuff that you can't refuse. There's stuff that you can't not do. You can't refuse to get out of the car. Like, you're under an entirely different set of laws. The guy keeps screaming, I'm not working. I'm just moving the truck. Bullshit. If that truck's moving, you're working. Because if not, then you would be some type of private citizen in a private car. You cannot be that in a commercial vehicle. There's a video that's going viral. I might try to find it. Chat reminded me of it. Someone said in chat reminded me of it.
Flag. American flag. The true American.
I want to update on it, to be honest.
It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Were you able to find the document?
No. I think I might have put it underneath the seat, and I can't really grab it right now. It's like a bunch of paperwork. I must have put it in the back seat. In the trunk. And I can't get out.
And I can't get out.
Oh, let me give you this. Let me put it in the camera real quick.
What is this?
Let me put it in the camera real quick. Give me my property back.
Well, I'll show it to you.
Give me my property back really quick, please. Okay. So I can put it in the camera, sir. And he won't give my property back.
The card the officer is holding, you know, the card she freely handed over to him and he's now asking for, is apparently one of those fake Moorish travel cards masquerading as a driver's license. So she is right about one thing, that is her property. Because as we all know, a legitimate driver's license is not your property.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Good morning.
Name and badge number?
Oh, no.
Sergeant Ham?
Yes,
What's your badge number?
How are you doing today?
Good. What's your badge number, please?
Yeah, but that's for personal conveyance, and there's like a yard move personal conveyance. There's strict rules around it.
I'm sorry?
Badge number?
I can't hear you.
Your badge number.
Okay, supervisor don't have badge number. It's just Sergeant Ham, ma'am.
Okay, Sergeant Ham. Got you. So he took my property, just so you know. Okay. You might want to review that information.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me 1 second.
I also have this.
This is some type of, I don't know what the fuck this is. General character of North America, national of Land, National People of Land, Driving Law, United States Code of Law, Title 22, Chapter 2, Section 141, General and something character, Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 2, treaties.
This information too. I'm waiting to give them this. I don't know.
It says allodial American national. Is that what that says? Yes, allodial American national consulate. We the people highly affected and affected by historic events such as absolutely not limited to the American. Oh my God, this is a whole movement that prints them off IDs. Oh God.
If they need it, because I gave them my travel card.
It's like a.
I asked them if they were familiar with the concept.
It's like a sovereign. Oh God. It's like a sovereign citizen driver's license, a traveler's license, basically, but it's not worth anything.
Our notification manual. He didn't seem familiar. He didn't even. It doesn't even seem like he knew what it was.
Even if he was familiar with the consular note.
But you can still be pulled over. You can still be inspected. You can still be pulled out. You can still do a walk around. You can still do everything else that has to do with the CDL.
Notification manual, it would not apply here because, well, Moors are not indigenous to America. It's as simple as that. I mean, you can pretend to be all you like, just don't expect the rest of us to agree with or enable your worldview.
So we're going to prove this shit again. Because the last time I did this shit, I didn't have a camera rolling. I was too nervous.
I think the examples they give in the handbook is like moving from one parking space to another, moving from one truck stop to another for some reason, to a different area, shipper or port location, and then you're not supposed to move any farther than the nearest reasonable safe location under personal conveyance.
It worked out just fine. Actually, the cop was trying to get a little aggressive. I noticed that he was reaching for his gun, and he said, "Oh no, this is my taser." I'm like, "No, taser looks completely different."
I held my CDL, my Class A's until maybe about a year ago or something.
I'm telling you right now, you are not reaching for your taser, sir. Do you have any intentions of harming me, harming my property, damaging me, killing me? Do you have any intentions of doing any kind of harm to me whatsoever? And then he got nervous. I asked him to call his supervisor. They also let me go.
Class A's and of course air brakes, doubles, triples, hazmat.
Yeah, they let you go with a bunch of tickets out there. And what's with this victim complex? You freely got yourself into this by purposely not renewing your tags and driver's license. You will continue to get stopped and ticketed, and you will eventually lose your car unless you stop driving illegally.
And it's a federal crime. They pulled me over. He ran my information without any crime, and they have their lights and sirens on.
Run my information with no crime committed.
I'm going to take some time to do a little light reading.
Oh, good Lord.
A little light reading while I wait, because clearly $10,000 doesn't mean anything to them. And this one I'm going to press.
She told him $10,000, and there you go.
$10,000 loss on a traffic stop you are legally detained on. And what's this nonsense you're reading? Meet your straw man.
They already said.
Yeah, because of course you're reading.
They already said she doesn't have her. They already said she doesn't have her insurance. Meet your straw man and whatever you want to know. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
Your straw man. Yeah, because of course you're reading a book with that title. It makes total sense.
Pulled me over and ran my information. You don't even have an emergency. You don't even know if I'm within your jurisdiction. Hello.
Okay, so she rambles on like this to herself for a while, reading her Meet Your Straw Man propaganda for the next 5 minutes. So let's skip forward to the best part.
My mom or my dad never graduated high school. My dad started with a regular license. Then it was a chauffeur's license. And then the chauffeur's license got upgraded to something, and then it went to Class A's, but that's what he did basically his whole life. He ended up becoming a truck foreman at a local place, but still, I mean, and a mechanic, but he was a truck driver. That was his trade.
The video.
This is where the fun begins.
Okay, Miss Littles, you're getting one citation.
I'm Amra.
What's that?
Amra.
Okay, ma'am. You're getting one citation?
No, I do not accept.
Okay, that's okay.
I do not accept. You don't have jurisdiction.
Not having valid driver's license, not having proof of financial responsibility.
Here we go. Here's the big one right here.
Date, time, and court location all right here attached.
So basically, my mom and dad quit high school together. When they were already married, my dad was 18 and my mom was 7. No, my mom had probably already turned 18 too, somewhere right around her birthday, because his is in March, his is in February, hers is in March. And she had to miss school, and they lived out on their own. Like they already had a house their senior year and lived together. And she had to miss school, and they demanded that she come back in with a note, or they weren't going to let her come back to class for why she missed it. So he wrote her a note because she was sick. They lived together in their own house or whatever, and they refused to accept it, which caused a big issue for my dad. And they ended up both walking out and saying, "Fuck you guys."
I need the name and badge number of all the individuals here. This is going to cost you $10,000 each of you.
Officer Salih.
No, I asked for name and badge number.
And Matthew McMurtry.
8728 Sally SALLE.
Would you like to sign in the yellow box? This is not a plea of guilt. You're saying you're going to show up for court.
Absolutely not. I do not consent.
Okay. Have a safe day, ma'am.
No, I don't want it.
Do you want your card?
I do not consent. I'll write down whatever you need. Give me my card. Give me my card. I need my property.
So he hands it off to the supervisor. Good move.
I'll write down whatever you need.
I can't hear you.
You can hear me just fine.
I cannot hear you.
Well, I believe that you can.
Just speak up a little bit. I cannot hear you,
believe that you can. Well, I don't want to raise my voice or yell because you might try to say that I'm trying to be combative. I'm not trying to be combative. Can I have my property, please?
Okay. You're also getting a citation.
It is really hard to hear on the side of the interstate. I'm sure most people have been on the side of flat or something. It's hard to hear.
I do not consent.
Sometimes I think cops are doing it to get you to roll down the windows. Other times it is really hard to hear. We can just hear the background noise from inside our car, and our phone's probably filtering a lot of that out.
I do not have jurisdiction.
Hold on, just listen real quick.
I do not consent.
Citation on the ground, you litter, you will be going to jail.
No, I will not. You don't have jurisdiction.
Right,
I am Amra. I do not consent.
No, we're not doing that.
Please do not do that, sir. Do not. You cannot force me to contract with you. You cannot force me.
Have a great day, man.
You cannot force me to contract with you.
No one's forcing you to contract. They're not even. This is a state where you don't even have to sign. Some states you have to sign. And if you're going to refuse to sign, you need to be very clear, because if they say, "Do you want to sign this?" and you say no and make it sound like it's optional, if they want to be dickheads, they can immediately arrest you for refusing to sign. Okay, so you need to know if you have to sign, or not in whatever state you live in.
No, I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. You do not have jurisdiction.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Have a great day. You're also getting a ticket for littering. You don't want this?
I do not consent. You do not have any consent over my situation. Okay. You do not have jurisdiction. This is the card.
This is the card. We could get the info off of it if we want to. The right to travel, the right to mode of conveyance, the right to locomotion, I think it says. Hold on. The right to locomotion are all absolute rights, and the police cannot make void the exercise of these rights. And it says something, Armstead 60, 778, 779, 791. All rights and liberties retained, reserved, and restated, maybe? No. Redacted? It might be restated. Oh, protected. Her unalienable right to travel over land, air, and sea, national, international. This card exercise something, her alienable right to travel. These fucking people are crazy. Oh, there it was. Let's see the whole statement. Hold on. This bearer of this card exercises his or her unalienable right to travel over land, air, sea, national, and international. And he's got her name and everything. Bearer, Amora Ellie, A.M. Bay. They always add this Bay or L to their E-L or Bay. Bay. It's some type of Africanized version of their legal name.
They can act like they don't know, but they know. Especially the so-called supervisor. And I forgot to ask the supervisor.
wonder if they have their FBI numbers.
He's familiar with the consular notification manual. And that's what I'm about to ask them when they come back. We're going to get the consular a part of this conversation.
The right of power of locomotion, changing one's situation or moving one's person to whatsoever place one's own inclination may direct without imprisonment or restraint unless by due course of law. This is actually true, except by due course of law, and states have the power to make their own laws and enforce them. This was written during a time where people were walking around or taking the train or riding a horse. No state shall convert a liberty into a privilege, license it, or attach a fee to it. Murdoch versus Penn. Speeding, driving without a license, wrong plates or no plates, no registration, no tags, etc., have been held to be non-arrestable offenses. You're not being arrested. They think you either have to have an arrestable offense or you refuse to enter into a contract with them, then you're untouchable. The right of assistance to travel upon the public highways and to transport one's property thereof, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will. This is saying like a city can't say that black people can't travel or you can't travel or you can't leave or you can't come or you can't go. But they think it means that you can travel anywhere you want to at any time. But a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's Thompson v. Smith. They're referencing cases here. Traffic infractions are not a crime. People versus battle.
All right, ma'am. That's for you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Ma'am.
Are you familiar with the consular notification manual? It's going to cost you $10,000 for this stop. $10,000, sir, for this stop. And the motherfucker walked away. Just like I told you. You don't take no fucking contracts. You cannot be forced into contracts.
Your license is going to be revoked and you're going to get arrested next time, lady.
Fucking lying ass bitches. Trying to force me.
They think they won. Yeah, expired tags.
Fuck y'all.
Her tags ran out like 13 years ago or some shit.
Think they can trick me. They won't fucking trick me. I already know this shit works. Can you fucking tell me? Motherfuckers.
They treat this as a win, but all this is going to do is like this is going to go on her record. And the next time she gets pulled over, she doesn't have a valid license, she's going to be arrested.
And that's how you do it.
That's how you do what? All you did was get all emotional and have a childish tantrum. That doesn't magically make the tickets and court date go away, you know.
That's why I like to see cops force it to the fucking... He said you're free to go. That's why I like to see cops force it to the absolute limit. I know they don't want to hassle. They don't want the paperwork. They don't want all this upon them and the bad press, blah, blah, blah. But that next cop's going to be fucked because she's now emboldened. And then she's going to say, what? My license? I don't need a license. This is the only license I need.
I mean, do you really think a warrant will not be issued for your arrest if you fail to appear in court?
Exactly, a bench warrant.
Well, all I can say is please continue to do these travel vlogs so we can all follow along.
Oh, let's see. Aboriginal. Oh, what the fuck? Aboriginal Al Mahurakan Native. Travel vlog. I don't know if we're going to get this to come up. Can we find it by channel? It's probably been banned. It's probably already been banned. YouTube's been banning a lot of the sovereign citizens channels. Yeah. I wonder if there's a link to it in the description. A lot to fucking type in for it. They've been putting this warning label as well. No nonsense cops. Oh, that sounds like a good one. Video source. Here it is. Moorish National something. Nationals Right to Travel 2022. Oh, this is like a compilation of them. Oh, that I just saw her.
Our notification manual.
Oh, okay.
This is this her? Is this her? Oh, I think it is. Oh, that was the last video she ever posted. Oh, no. What's this? God damn.
Okay, we're going to do something called...
Get out your ones, people.
The reverse sun wheel and maybe like...
Who would have imagined she's classically trained in the pole? Probably studied this in Europe.
Okay, you have your right hand high, your left hand across your breastbone, and the back...
Damn, she looked better before she was a sovereign citizen.
Your left ankle. And that is a sun wheel.
Classically trained. This is basically ballet right here. I'd pay for it.
One more time.
I'm a connoisseur of the arts. Okay? Castor oil, hemorrhoid, body wrap, day one treatment. Castor oil, hemorrhoid, body wrap, day one treatment. Judge lays down the... Oh, this is a playlist of no-nonsense cops and judges. Yeah, I only carry a card, and they get...
Welcome back to the channel.
Look, I only carry a card anymore. I stopped carrying cash a long time ago because the card's so convenient. I keep cash, like emergency cash, but I usually carry a card. But they get real pissed off. If you used to have to swap it, but now I think you got to put the whole chip and everything in their vagina and leave it there until it makes some type of noise. When you would just swap through their labia real quick, that was one thing. Now you got to put the chip in there. I don't fucking know. Hell, Mariah's issues out tokens. They look like little Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Guys, today's
says welcome to the stink pit on the back of it. I don't know.
Video comes out of the 53rd Circuit Court in Presque County, Michigan, with Judge Aaron Galdia, I think, and he's dealing with an unruly sovereign citizen for the third time in Zoom court.
Welcome to the stink pit.
I will link part 1 and part 2, which has already been covered by Law Talk with Mike in the description below. Did you check out the pier?
It's a big court.
Yeah, I chose to cover this video in particular because this is the hearing where the judge has heard enough of this sovereign citizen's word salad and buffoonery, and
that's where Mariah makes all her money for the weeks, in the corner. Ain't that right, Shane? Puts a little bit on me, I give her a little bit of McFlurry money.
Finally lays down the law with her, and it's pure gold. Let's get into the video.
Oh, yeah. One day, I had Mariah hemmed up in the corner one day, and Bullshiffer come over and started knocking on the door. And I didn't tell Mariah because there's a lot of thumping going on when I got her in the corner, so she wouldn't have noticed. I didn't tell her until after we were done. She's like, no, they didn't. I'm going to pretend like they didn't knock on our door. And I was like, I saw him out the window. And she's like, nope, didn't happen. Nope, no. Plugs her ears.
All right, good morning, Miss Christensen. Can you hear me?
Such a dick! Yes, I can hear you.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. I thought that was a woman yelling at the judge, damn it.
All right, good morning. We are back on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Presque. Our next case on the docket is People of the State of Michigan versus Angela Marie Christensen. It's file 21-93185FH. We have Ms. Christensen attending by Zoom, representing herself.
Well, she is at the moment, but that's not going to be the case for much longer. And anyway, what sort of person turns up to court to represent themselves wearing a bobble hat?
And the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Radzaban, is here in the courtroom. We are providing public access both in the courtroom and online.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Okay, thank you.
Remove your hat,
so,
bitch.
As we begin the hearing, just like last time, I'm required each time to remind you that you do have the right to the assistance of a lawyer if you wish. And that includes the right to a lawyer at public expense if you were indigent
most judges, as long as you haven't really pissed them off, they'll go out of their way to try to help you and explain stuff to you, especially like someone who can't afford a lawyer, is representing themselves or something like that. They do a good job.
And that you've previously waived that right and wish to represent yourself. And so I guess I want to ask you again, do you reaffirm that you'd like to represent?
Is Mariah in the chat turning down donations? Are we all, if I'm going to e-bag, you're damn sure going to e-bag. Because since I took you off that fucking street corner, you've been nothing but a loss. You used to be at least a profit every once in a while.
Yourself in this matter, or would you like to have a lawyer?
No, I would like to self-govern, and I stand on my paperwork.
So, okay, I'll...
Don't stand on your paperwork, lady. Oh, I hit mute.
Better still, why show...
My paperwork.
So, okay, I'll ask the question. Why would you even file paperwork with the court if you self-govern? And better still, why show up to court at all? Doesn't it kind of weaken your position somewhat?
Okay, so what we have today, you did file 4 written notices that asked for some type of relief, and we had adjourned the hearing to today for any argument on that. So the prosecutor has had...
You don't beg? Like when you say, William, will you please put me in my corner? You want me to get in my corner? Are we ready? You want me to get in my corner? Huh? I took a shower. You want me to get in my corner? Huh? Huh? What do you call it? I don't know. I mean, I guess I would call it begging. I know for sure you've been on your knees a lot.
Chance to review them. So, Ms. Christensen, you say that you stand by the paperwork, and that's fine. I do have the paperwork in front of me. Is there any argument that you'd want to make on your behalf right now to me in support of those claims, or do you wish to just rely on the written pleadings you filed?
It is my wish to stand on my paperwork.
Okay. Mr. Radsbaum, do the people have any argument in opposition to those 4 notices?
Your Honor, I reviewed the paperwork, and I guess...
Mariah looked me square in the eye one time and says, God damn, what are you doing down there? That was different.
Well, she may not recognize or honor the state of the law. I don't believe that there's any relief.
I told her I learned it while I was out of town. She didn't like that very much.
It's recognized under law that would allow you to dismiss this case against her based on what she's alleged in the paperwork. I feel to see it.
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Christensen, now I'm going to make a ruling on the notices, which I'm construing as some motion or request for relief.
You know, if your filings don't even make sense to a judge, then that should be a huge red flag to you that what you are filing is complete.
What's the matter, Mariah?
Nonsense.
I was just traveling. I'm allowed. No one can restrict my travel.
And I've got a written order that I'll enter. I'll read it at this point.
Traveling to the little brown beach.
My defendant, who at this point in the case is representing herself, has filed 4 handwritten notices. These notices appear to seek relief in one form or another. As to the first notice, defendant asserts that she is a woman and not a defendant. The court finds that Angela Christensen is both a woman and a defendant in this criminal action. To the extent the notice seeks relief, such relief is denied.
She's a woman, not a defendant. Well, you're both. So,
as to the second notice, defendant demands that any man or woman with a claim against her appear and present such claim in open court. To the extent that this notice seeks to invoke defendant's right to confront her accusers, this court will enforce that right. However, the right of confrontation does not require the complaining witnesses to appear at all pretrial hearings, but only the trial or any necessary evidentiary hearings.
So any complaining witnesses, they might be deposed on certain days, but they don't have to be there for all this shit, right? They don't have to be there for all the, like, okay, are we introducing this? Are we going to allow the evidentiary hearings and all that? They don't have to be there for everything.
So to the extent that this notice seeks to require the appearance of any complaining witnesses at all pretrial hearings, such relief is denied. As to the third notice, defendant asserts that this court lacks authority over her and that only her...
What did she do? If you're talking about the woman on the video, I'm not sure what she did. If you're talking about Mariah, she quivered for a little bit and then held herself for a while and said it's too sensitive. And then we continued.
The creator has that authority. Without gainsaying the authority of the creator, it can be noted that religious traditions commonly recognize that the creator has...
She undulates after it's over. I don't know. She just like keeps undulating. That's what I call it.
Instituted human authority as well. In this matter, the people of the state of Michigan, through ratifying the 1963 state constitution, as well as its predecessor constitution, have established this court and its authority. The people of the state of Michigan, through their elected representatives, have established laws that apply in this court. And the people of this county have elected this judge to serve in this office. And this court has subject matter over this felony prosecution and has personal jurisdiction over this defendant. Any relief sought by this notice is denied. As to the fourth notice, the defendant claims that this court and the government exist only because she allows them to exist. To the extent that this is...
If you line it up just right, if you line it up just right and make a perfect seal, you can get in there and put a little air to it and blow a labia bubble. It'll pop up around your mouth. You feel like you got an oxygen, a CPAP machine on.
Assertion reiterates the proposition that our constitutional republic is founded on the consent of the governed. Such proposition is axiomatic as a general matter. However, this proposition does not require that the government must obtain consent or permission from each individual person before exerting governmental authority over that person. Such an idea is nonsense.
Pow. Such an idea is nonsense, he said.
Did you hear that, Softits? It's nonsense. And that goes for the rest of your wacky claims too.
And would result not in a constitutional republic, but in anarchy.
I felt like I was in one of those Mission Impossible movies where they put the whole fucking latex mask on you and make you look like an old man. I look like a droopy clown.
This defendant's views would render all the criminal laws null and void, which is legally and practically absurd. Therefore, any relief sought by this notice is also denied. All right, so Ms. Christensen, all of the claims and papers that you have filed, I have found to be lacking in legal and factual merit, and I have denied any such relief.
No legal or factual merit. I've denied all relief.
That's fine. Please stop referring to me as a defendant. And I guess the next step will be, I guess I got to do the actual filing of the claims if you're going to deny all of those.
No, those, I don't know what claims
she's cutting them off.
you're talking about. You filed
this is gonna go good.
Or notices or requests?
No, I did not even file my claims yet. I did notices. I did not file my claims yet. I've been putting that off because I really don't want to have to file claims and ruin people's lives and ruin their jobs because they're not upholding my constitutional rights as a woman, not a defendant. I am a woman only. I, woman Angela.
That's what it says. I, woman, comma, Angela Christensen.
I, woman Angela. That's it. Not defendant. I'm not a defendant.
Well, you are.
Did you just try to perform a Jedi mind trick on the judge there by repeating I, woman Angela 3 times? Because you know that doesn't work, right?
Oh, I embarrassed Mariah so much today at work. You guys want to hear that story or no? That's what we can end with.
And
just let me know in the chat if you want to hear Mariah's most embarrassing story from work today. It's not that bad, but she gets embarrassed easily. So much so that hives started popping up on her chest.
Opinion and legalese, yes, but I am a woman. So do we need to do trial by jury when we can do my claims and file my court with your court at the same time? Because that's going to be my next step, to file claims against everybody involved in this case. Because there is no verified claim, and complaints and claims are two different things. I don't want to file claims. I'm trying very hard, and I've been trying hard to not do that. But I guess if we got to keep going, that's my next step, and I will file.
She's threatening him, basically. I'll file claims against you. You're going to owe me money, blah, blah, blah.
Proper claims with the proper people and the insurance for the bonding. So I don't know what you want to do at this point. I really don't want to have to do that.
Threatening the judge with a lien, because that always works out so well for sovereign citizens, doesn't it?
Ms. Christensen, I got to tell you, I don't know what in the heck you're talking about. You're talking nonsense.
Well, that, Judge, is because you didn't attend YouTube law school.
So here's the thing. I am not going to relinquish my authority in this case. I'm not. All right. The prosecutor's office can dismiss the case. They're choosing not to. So that means we do have to go forward to a jury.
Mariah killed a baby bird while she was taking a shit today.
Trial, unless you want to plead guilty. All right. But what I'm also going to say is
true story.
Your ramblings here today and at previous hearings, and after I reviewed your written notices, it's clear to me that you have no concept of the legal and factual issues at stake. And
I would never know anything about legalese because I never went to school to do that legalese, so I don't understand that part.
All right, you're illustrating my next point, and you have no respect for the authority of the court. You continue to interrupt me and such, and file these nonsense claims. So I am hereby withdrawing my consent for you to represent yourself. I'm referring this matter to the Office of Assigned Counsel for appointment. So any papers you file in this case, I will.
So now you can't represent yourself, and they can do that. Like if you're not competent in such a manner, not even like you're crazy, right? You're incompetent. If you're not competent in matter of law to represent yourself,
will reject because they have to be filed.
Well, I don't accept that offer, and I do not require you to give me any court-appointed attorney, and I will self-govern because that is my right.
So what right is that then? And I suppose that's something only a semester at YouTube Law School can teach. And good on the judge for withdrawing his consent. She doesn't realise it, but it really is for her own good. If she doesn't understand legalese or even court rules, she has no business representing herself. But at least the next court hearing should be interesting with her in the actual courtroom. I see a contempt coming her way.
A dick! Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead.
Well,
I don't want an attorney. I don't do legalese. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I'm trying to be very decent.
Well,
I stand on my paperwork and I'll do the rest of my paperwork. I will keep doing it and I'm going to file my claims. So that's fine. But no, I don't need no legal counsel. I refuse that offer. I do not accept that offer.
I don't need no legal counsel.
I'm sorry. With all due respect to you, I don't accept that.
She keeps mistaking an order for an offer. I don't think she knows what either means.
Well, Ms. Christensen, it wasn't an offer. So we are scheduling this next for a docket call on February 14th at 10:30 in the morning. And I'll refer it to the Office of Assigned Counsel for you to have an attorney at that hearing. You are no longer allowed to represent yourself in this matter, and you will be in person in my courtroom at that date and time.
I'm sorry, but I cannot be there. I can do it via Zoom, and I don't accept that offer either unless you want to compensate me for my gas and my time.
Pay for your gas and time? Are you kidding? What next? Your Wi-Fi bill for Zoom court? This actually reminds me of the time Devon Bay sent this invoice for $86,000 to Poughkeepsie City Court for the time he spent studying, memorising his notes and printing out his paperwork. Oh, and gassing his car for travelling and not driving to court. Oh, and let's not forget clothes for court. Unbelievable.
Because I can't do that. I can't afford to. Sorry.
Ms. Christensen, it's not an offer. I want to have you here because you've expressed such disregard for the proceedings. I want to have you here so you can see your attorney. Ms. Christensen, stop interrupting me. It's not an offer. You will be here, or I will issue a warrant for your arrest if you refuse to attend in person. All right. We'll see you February 14th, or I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You have a good day.
You have a nice day.
Valentine's Day, too.
All right. We will be in recess until 11 a.m. for a settlement.
What'd she say?
February 14th, or I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You have a good day.
You have a nice day.
Oh, just have a nice
All right, we'll
day.
be in recess until 11 a.m.
She doesn't have her teeth in. That's how much disrespect she has for the court. All right. So Mariah gets embarrassed easily, and I kind of make a competition out of it. By the way, contribute to the show at coldbeer.fund.
Hey, Daddies, it's me, the Linda Benda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video.
The fuck just happened? Why did it mute itself? Anyways, so Mariah texts me today, and she's like, I gotta poop so bad. I gotta poop. And then I went by the office. She's like, I gotta poop. I gotta poop. Now, Mariah poops like once a week, and it takes about an hour to do. And she won't do it in any public restroom. It's gotta be at our house. Like, she has to poop in our house in a specific way. But she poops literally like maybe once every 3 weeks. It's some type of, it has something to do with like the lunar tides or something. I don't know what it is. But she gets embarrassed that her body functions. Just like she gets embarrassed that we have, like, people know we have sex. We got 2 kids. We got 2 kids, okay? We have sex, obviously. So then she goes and she's like trying to sneak away to poop and like locks up the office or whatever. So I start talking really loudly when there's people around, like there were the pressure washers there. There's a bunch of campers around, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 people right around. And I start talking really loudly about her going to poop. And I'm like, I'll walk with you while you go to poop in the camper at your own bathroom at our house because you can't poop here. Start talking really loudly. And she gets embarrassed. And then all the way across the campground, I see another campground employee there. And her name's JoJo. And I'm like, hey, JoJo. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, Mariah had to lock up the office. She'll be back. But right now she's got to poop. And she's like, what? And I was like, she can't poop here. She'll only poop over there. She's going to poop. So then, like, she's like, I hate you, and goes to poops or whatever. Well, she comes back, and she's in the office, and, like, 2 hours later, I come back, and I'm like, why have you been digging at, like, your chest or whatever? And she's like, it's the hives from where you embarrassed me. She turns bright, spectacular red, like a comet entering our atmosphere. It looks like she's on fire. It looks like she's on fire when she gets embarrassed. But she's gotten used to it. It's a joke. Like, I would never do it to, like, be mean. She doesn't, like, cry or get upset. Shane. But it's funny sometimes when she's got to poop. Everybody poops. Right? Isn't that a thing? Everybody poops. They were found under a cabbage leaf. The poop? No, Mariah turned on the exhaust fan in the bathroom and shot a baby bird, chopped it up into probably 1 billion pieces, and then shot the nest out into the ground. So that's how we know she killed a bird when she went to shit. So there's that. Anything else? Anybody? Oh, Mark said he sent me the best arrest video in the world. It better fucking be. I will fucking drive to your house. If it's not. Let's I might have to download it first. Then we'll watch this one, then we'll end. I'd make you pay for that a few times. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sue K's getting a little frisky. You want Mariah's corner? Huh? Everybody wants to be in the corner. Fighters, return to your corners. She didn't know she'd been fighting for air is what she didn't know. Boom, boom, boom. Beating that shit up. Beating it up.
Seeing into the future doesn't mean I can change the future. I can maybe tell some of the things that are going to happen in the future.
This can't be it.
It's surviving World War III. It's very easy.
Hold on. That guy's summoning a crystal or something.
3856, 385.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this one.
Come on, man.
He don't got nothing on him. He don't got nothing on him.
You stuck your finger in my ass.
Yeah, don't do that.
He don't got nothing on him.
He stuck his finger in my cat, man. Don't do that, man.
Nah, he don't got nothing. Come on, man. He don't got nothing on him.
I don't have nothing. We got. You
just stuck your finger in my ass.
Get it right. I am a man, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No problem.
No, bull. No. Oh, my God. He's up in there. Look at him. He's pinching it and twisting. Damn, I'm getting a chub over here.
Come on, man. Stop fingering me, though, bruh. Moving. You fingering my ass, man.
I'm outside. You're fingering my ass, man. What you mean, man? You're fingering my ass, man. What you mean?
Pants, bro. Relax. Come on, man. Stop fingering me, though, bruh. You fingering my ass, man.
I'm
what
outside
you
your
mean?
pants. Mariah doesn't ever resist. She's like, get it. Yeah. Use both thumbs. And I'm in here like I'm in a Chinese fucking finger trap. I feel like I'm making bird wings. I don't know what to do I don't know what to do. I'm about to fall over and like I'm trying to get one it feels like I'm thumb wrestling up in there and I don't know who's gonna win.
Man, that's still my asshole, man. What you doing, man? Bro, I'll pull my pants down. Don't sit here and finger ass like that, man, like I'm not a man, man. What the fuck is you doing, man? I ever say you weren't a man? You treating me like it, though, bro. Don't rub your finger across your ass crack like that. Let me do yours. How would you feel?
Let me finger your ass. How would you feel?
Come on, man.
It's almost like casting shadow puppets. I don't know. One time we accidentally knocked over a lamp and there was a fucking dog smoking a cigar on the wall. And I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I'm just in there trying to, I don't know. But she seems to like it. I have no idea. The dog smoking the cigar surprised us both.
Come on, my man. I hear you though, man, but come on with that right there, man. Don't demasculate me, man. I'm a man, bro.
Don't demasculate me, man. He says you mean emasculate? Don't demasculate me, man.
Demasculate. I know what I said. Demasculate. Well, whatever. You know what? In lieu of not locking you up, put it in this way for this.
How weird would it be if the dude started rubbing his own dick? That's what I always want to do. That's what I always want to see a cop do. Like be like doing a cavity search and then he he slowly starts rubbing his own crotch. He's like, I'm just seeing if I got any drugs, bro. Chill out. Chill, dude. They're pouring out his liquor now. Did he say don't watch me? What did he do? Pull that cup up right there. What?
Not locking you up. Put it in this way for this.
Right, you know, as soon as we saw that shadow puppet of a dog smoking a cigar, he had a fedora on. No one knows how that happened. No, I'm pretty sure there was a third hand there. Who made the cigar? Now you want to act like you don't even know about it. Jesus, he fingered that man's ass. Also,
ARD with Rosie O'Donnell. Did I know Angus Cloud? No, but I knew his work, and my God, was he an amazing actor.
Also, they shared this pic and said they put this right in front of you 100%. This is from Derek Johnson. I feel like it's one of those I Spy things. I don't. Is he going to say the soldiers aren't wearing their hats? Well, they're inside. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Make shadow puppets tonight. That's what I'm gonna go home and do. Mariah likes the minivan. 2 in the front, 5 in the back, kicking and a screaming. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the support. Shout out to my man, Jeff. Jeff Lewis Law, was that his name? Jeff, the saltiest of saucy lawyers, just being too extra. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a good night. Contribute to the show. The lights are going with the power. The lights are going to be turned off. Isn't that what we did last month? The power bill comes every month, guys. The lights are going to be turned off. Okay. Hashtag same team. Hashtag keep the lights on. Thank you guys for joining us. Love you. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet.
Well, Mariah's got an extra big mouth, so I've got her corner has a gigantic ball gag in it. But if you need a normal size ball gag, we're gonna have to order it.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that's.
I'll grab it and download it, bullshiffer. We'll play it sometime.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit.
I'm gonna find that CDL video too. Let's see if I can find it. Not.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking.
The guy refuses to get out of the truck. It's just crazy.
Worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit, swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What?
Here's
You're
somebody.
such a dick!
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead!
5G towers, cause you told him if he
Okay.
get fucking superpower.
Here's somebody reacting to it.
I think I started some shit.
I believe.
Listen off, it's about the
truck. Oh, why are you making a problem?
Get out of the truck.
I'm not.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit.
I'm not playing the game.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle
I
up.
want to see if there's an update for this. I'll have it for the next show though.
Lose too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his strapped to my shoes, and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between.
Because the last video he had was him refusing to get out of the truck. I'm assuming he went to jail that night.
It's gonna be.
He had to have.
Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? It's it. Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is an alcoholic. Oh, give me a. Oh my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better
Mariah's into what's it called, exhibitionism.
started some shit.
Like as embarrassed as she is about people knowing that she has sex,
You better
she likes to do it in public a lot. Balconies and cars, parking lots,
We say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the
church baptismal pools,
to get him rocking. He was doing so.
the roof of the local jail,
Shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got
behind the popcorn machine at the movie theaters.
working copy on Cox that came first, ninth inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit, sending bronze to the shitter. All this nonsense. I'm
Baccalaureate graduation services at the local church.
night. These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby eating heathens. Believing in reasons with no meaning is bullshit. Will burn my.
Which is harder than you think, because I like to see tits a swinging.
I think I started.
So it's not just like fully clothed. I got to get them things. Sometimes they'll knock together. If you get it just right, they just start little orbital pass.
Some shit. Piss some off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't
Get them meat bags a swinging.
You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic.
Have a good night, everybody. Love ya. See ya. Bye.